inserted into this secondary as a senior, had to bide his time and wait for it for the Orioles, and now in his first start, getting up a big hit there on Cooper.
Mayo was all over that play.
3rd and 7 for Lawrence North. McCauley operating out of the shotgun. Hegler to his right, drops back, under duress, steps up, makes one man miss, getting a few others. Again, falling forward on the sideline, stepping.
I think he might be a little short.
Stepped out right at that 28-yard line. It's going to be close.
And that's the thing, about Lawrence North. If the plays break down and if there's nothing there, McCauley will tuck it and he will go. That's the thing that Avon has got to be cognizant of, because he will definitely do that every opportunity he gets.
Well, McCauley made middle linebacker Clayton Peters miss in the open field, and that is very tough to do. The senior middle linebacker had 74 tackles last year for the Orioles. Really is the anchor for Avon, and McCauley just scurried right by him.
Well, he scurries by a lot of people. We've seen that. So
4th and inches here for Lawrence North, and here comes a flag.
So see who this is going to go against. It's going to go, looks like it's just timeout.
Timeout, Wildcats, right before the play clock hit 0. So first timeout of the 2020 season. It'd be a great time to tell you that the MIG Network has welcomed the Tom Wood Automotive Group as our newest partner. If you're looking for a new Nissan, Toyota, Lexus, or one of the other 9 brands they sell, let the exceptional team at Tom Wood help you find your next car or keep the car you now drive in tip-top shape. Check out all their locations at tomwood.com. We'll be right back with your MIG Network Game of the Week.
2 vehicles, same model, same color, same price. The difference? The Tom Wood vehicle is a better value because it comes with our exclusive lifetime powertrain coverage at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Opening drive here at Dwayne Bell Stadium. Wildcats moving the ball down the field very well. 4th and inches for Donovan McCauley and his squad.
And he's got options. We've seen that.
Handoff Hegler. Left side, powering through past the 25-yard line. First down, Wildcats.
I tell you, Hegler went through there, picked up the tough yards, kept his legs moving there, picked up the first down. Lawrence North is looking good so far.
Ball at the 24-yard line, nearing that red zone. Read option, handoff Hegler again, bouncing off tacklers, forcing his way inside the 20, down at the 18-yard line. Finally, Avon secondary coming up with the hit. Jake Leeper coming up with the hit.
And as I mentioned, Coach talked about, Trayvon touching the ball about 15 to 30 times a game. And as we can see here, they're not, afraid to use him.
And when you have multiple running backs, why not? And when it's working, even better.
When it's working. I mean, they've thrown 1 pass so far.
Absolutely, and here comes Cooper in motion, play action again. McCauley right up the gut, McCauley dancing in. First score of the season for the Lawrence North Wildcats from 18 yards out. Donovan McCauley on the board.
I'll tell you what, it's very rare when you see a guy drop back and go right down the middle. He didn't cut anywhere. He went right down the middle to the end zone. That was wide open. Got a good look, and he took off. Touchdown, Lawrence North to open the season.
Donovan McCauley saw the floodgates open and walked right down Broadway for that one.
Yeah, it made one guy miss, and then it was actually the celebration was on after that because they were not going to bring him down.
Extra point up and good from the senior Zach Lutz. 7-0, Lawrence North on top in the first quarter. The Avon Oriole defense had no answer for Donovan McCauley and company.
And we talked about that. We thought that perhaps the defense would be ahead of the offense, based on, the way things have gone this summer. But Lawrence North is looking good, for a 4-win team last year. But, again, those 4 wins were, they play that mixed schedule. And it's always, the conversation between the MIC and these other teams outside the MIC, who is better, and we'll see what we have tonight.
Well, I'd like to hear from our end zone reporter, Josh A. And Josh, what'd you see on that score?
Thanks, guys. That first drive for Lawrence North was the Donovan McCauley show. McCauley doing it with his legs instead of his arm, only nonetheless in a 19-yard touchdown run. The big thing why Lawrence North was able to execute their line of scrimmage. Lawrence North's offensive line dismantling Avon's inexperienced defensive line so far. Something to keep an eye on for the rest of this game. Guys, back to you.
Nothing. McCauley getting the Wildcats on the board first, and that was just the first series, first drive for Lawrence North, but Avon, you're going to get a chance of their own. I tell you what, this Avon offense is absolutely stacked, DMJ.
Very, very stacked. And again, their coach, Bless, he was absolutely excited about this team, talked about the overall team confidence. They believe in each other, talked about Hesson working out on his own this offseason. He gets the ball out quicker. He's got a core receivers to throw to, but a couple of them, unfortunately, aren't playing tonight. That's in Carmelo and Remington. They aren't playing tonight, but he's got Joe Hall, who's going to see a lot of touches tonight.
And fielded right there by Joe Hall. Has a seam on the left side. And prancing past the 40-yard line before being pushed out. Great starting field position for the Orioles.
That was almost scripted, huh? Joe Hall, he gets the ball, he takes a great return.
Well, Coach Mark Bless here for the Orioles in his 11th season coaching Avon, with looking for win number 84 tonight. 84-33. Our record has made it to regionals twice, but in his career with over 200 wins, spanning over Mooresville and Avon, Coach Mark Bless knows how to get it done.
He knows how to get it done.
Orioles out on the field. Henry Hesson, the senior quarterback, following the long line of great Avon quarterbacks, going to put his name in the hat, maybe for Mr. Football this year. And he has some help. Sean McCray just to his right. He'll get the handoff left side, getting to the edge and walking out past the 50-yard line. Scramble of about 7 on the play.
Well, it looks like both teams are absolutely committed to the running attack tonight.
And not a bad play, running to the left behind big number 54, Blake Fisher.
That's a big guy. What we say, 6'6", 380?
Notre Dame recruit as well.
There are vehicles that aren't that big.
Blake Fisher, big number 54, left tackle, noticeably bigger for Avon. Good plan getting behind him. 4 down on the line for Lawrence North. Hesson back to pass, looking, finds Hall, turning, gets just past the 40-yard line, and that will move the sticks for the Orioles. First down.
Hesson looked good. He dropped back, got the ball to his hands, the fast release there, and then we talked about it. Hall is going to see a lot of balls thrown his way tonight.
You see there, Lawrence North dropping back almost to his zone, and Avon exploiting it. Hard count from Hesson. He's looked back to the sideline. 4 receiver set. You see, for Hesson, he has Stovall and Hall just to his left, lined up in the slot and wideout positions, and those are 2 most prominent figures returning at receiver, and that's where Hesson's looking. Pump fake, stepping up, following a block from McCray, sliding down just before the 30-yard line, an 8-yard run from the senior.
I'll tell you what, making something out of nothing there. He didn't see anything he had. He just tucked it and picked up positive yards for his Orioles. Now, you talked about their receiving core. They're going to have a dangerous receiving core once everyone is back.
Well, you brought up Carmelo Mitchell missing this game. Last year, he had over 500 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. Remington Gull had 4 touchdowns for them last season. Both of those receivers out of this game. Handoff McCray, bobbing and weaving just past the 30-yard line. Looks like going to be enough for an Oriole first down. And Sean McCray, maybe an X-factor here for Avon, the junior do-it-all athlete. He's someone that came into this game with over 600 yards rushing, 6 scores last year, a dual-sport athlete. Really is a guy that they like moving all throughout the field.
And definitely, like I said, a lot of experience. I mean, they're bringing back a lot of guys that have a lot of experience with them on that undefeated team from last year.
Nearing the 7-minute mark here in the first quarter, 7-0 Wildcats. First series for Avon, looking over the top and just overthrows Stovall.
I'll tell you what, he missed him because that was actually a walk right into the end zone if he catches that ball.
Looks like he just had a step there on Leonard Wharton. Trayvon Hatchett was coming over and nearly got his hands on that one. And Trayvon Hatchett was a guy that Coach Mallory was very high on, saying they liked playing him just kind of that free safety, letting him roam sideline to sideline with his speed.
Those guys always work. You got guys that can do that.
2nd and 10, ball on the 29-yard line. Wildcats showing blitz. They bring it. Hesson keeps it himself up the middle and brought down immediately at the line of scrimmage right by Larry Harris, the senior Ball State Cardinal commit.
I'll tell you what, Larry Harris laid a lick on Hesson going through there.
3rd and 10 for the Orioles. First sign of resistance we've seen from either defense in this ball game. Could be 4-down territory for Avon this deep in enemy territory.
I think when you got a quarterback like Hesson, absolutely it's got to be 4-down territory.
Ten on the play clock. Hesson drops back, looking right side, dish off to McCray. In open space, can't quite make his man miss. That's going to be Trayvon Hatchett coming up with the tackle.
I'll tell you what, that was outstanding and an excellent open field tackle there. Just would not be shook there and took him down, and so it's going to bring up 4th down.
Armand Hellman getting in on the tackle as well. So 4th and 12 for Avon. The offense right now staying on the field. Ten on the play clock. Orioles going to have to hurry. Hesson looking, left side, steps up. Still looking over the middle, has his man Stovall complete. Still alive and going to be pushed down at the 6-yard line. First down Orioles and a huge 4th down conversion.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was actually a great improvising right there on the a part of Hesson, I should say there. I mean, found this guy right there. I mean, excellent play. 4th and 12 means nothing to him.
Leonard Wharton was holding on for dear life. Doing a nice job making the touchdown-saving tackle. Stovall got open in the middle. 1st and goal. Hesson, slant route between the hands of
Just
Stovall.
behind. Just a little. Yeah, the throw was just a tad bit behind. Otherwise, that's 6.
2nd and goal, ball on the 6-yard line, and it'll be interesting to see if they will go to that play again, because
It's there. It's definitely there.
3 receivers on the far side for Hesson. That's where you see a lot of pick plays. Hesson, handoff McCray, left side, looking back up the middle, drops forward right at the 6-yard line again. So that defense holding strong for Lawrence North, forcing now a 3rd and goal.
Noble was not fooled at all. They read that and walked him down. Again, it's 3rd down. Goal to goal here.
And how about Josh Noble, converted quarterback to linebacker for Coach Mallory?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's good to have versatile guys on your team, and clearly both of these teams have guys that can play multiple positions.
Under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, 7-0 lead for the Wildcats. It's first time touching the ball for the Orioles. Art at the big 4th down conversion. 3rd and goal. Hesson, left side, finds Stovall, out route, touchdown. Avon getting 6.
I'll tell you what, that was a good-looking play call there. He just dropped back and just saw his man just sit right down there in the end zone. Hit him right between the numbers. Touchdown, Avon.
Well, we said this might be 2 offensive juggernauts going at it. When you have Henry Hesson and Donovan McCauley back as your quarterbacks on either side, you know there's going to be some fireworks.
Definitely, you know, again, the offensive are both experienced offenses.
Kicker Nick Bandy on. He was perfect on his PATs last season, and continuing that streak, 7-7 is your score. 4:19 remaining in the first quarter. We're going to send it down to Josh A. and our end zone reporter. Josh, what'd you see on that one as the Orioles were driving?
Big answer for the Orioles there as Wallace Stovall gets his first receiving touchdown of the season, and it's all knotted up at 7 apiece. Stovall coming up big earlier in the drive on a big 4th down conversion. Henry Hesson might have been over the line of scrimmage, but nonetheless, Stovall came up big in a money down situation, and that's much needed for this Avon team as they are down 2 of their top receivers in Remington Gall and Carmelo Mitchell. Keep an eye out for number 13 for the rest of this game. Guys, back to you.
Welcome back to Dwayne Bell Stadium. 7-7 to score with 4:19 remaining in the first quarter. And the McNetwork welcomes back Papa John's as a partner in bringing you the best high school sports coverage in Central Indiana. The Papa John's team is ready to cover your hunger at over 30 area locations. When you're ready for better pizza, be sure to order Papa John's. Just go to papajohns.com. Well, DMJ, 2 series and 2 scores from either side. The offense just walking it down with ease. We saw 1 4th-down conversion late. We're going to see, I think, a little bit more of this.
So the question is, where is the defense? Were they notified that this was opening night?
And we'll have a touchback here. Bandy booting this one deep, showing off the leg. And it'll be Lawrence North starting from their own 25-yard line.
I tell you, Logan, so far, I thought I'd see a couple of more mistakes than I haven't seen any, no turnovers or anything. I mean, both teams the offenses seem to be pretty sharp.
We saw Lawrence North only with a couple passes in their last series had a lot of success on the ground. We'll see if they go back to that with McCauley and Hegler in the backfield together. Spread set 3 down for the Orioles. McCauley looking left side. Quick out route going to be completed. And then some. First down, Lawrence North, as Jordan Jackson makes the grab.
Let's open up the playbook a little bit more here on this drive here. Nice quick out.
Three receivers far side for the Wildcats. McCauley, handoff Hegler. Met at the line, moving those feet. Dropping forward for a gain of 3 on the play. Brought down by Danny Aroche.
And I tell you what I like about Hegler. I mean, once he gets the ball, he explodes into the hole, and he gets there, and he's going to get you 2 or 3 more additional yards just because he's going to move his legs and keep going.
McCauley keeping it himself, looking left side, throws it up for Cooper. Cooper in open space, makes one man miss, gets to the outside. Omar Cooper down the sideline, inside the 10. Touchdown, Lawrence North.
Wow, I'll tell you what, we could be in for a high-scoring affair tonight between these 2 ball clubs, these 2 quarterbacks. But I tell you what, Cooper made several guys miss before he got loose, and he went all the way to the house on that one. Unbelievable.
It took just 3 plays for Omar Cooper to get it done as we take a look here. McCauley with the play action. Cooper in the slot, a little over the top, no problem. One man gets a block on the outside, another one there. Leaper can't get to him.
And then it's gone. It's goodbye after that. He just kind of simply jogged his way into the end zone. Again, Lawrence North, the offense right now is looking really good.
Lots on for the extra point. And this one is good. And I'll tell you what, Omar Cooper keeping our end zone reporter Josh Ayen busy. Josh, what did you see from that one?
How about that response for the Wildcats? Omar Cooper finding the end zone for the first time this season on a 67 catch and yard run. Got to remember, he was the leading receiver last year for Lawrence North with over 1,000 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns. And you see right there why he is one of the top receivers in the state, getting his first offer from the SEC schools in Arkansas. Again, another big name to watch out throughout the rest of this game. Logan, DMJ, back to you guys.
Thank you, Josh. And I'd say the secret is out here on Lawrence North, but also the secret is out about one of Indianapolis' best hotel choices, the Marriott East team. We'll make sure you are safe and secure during your stay with amenities like the Skylight Bistro and the Business Center. Everything you need is right there on site and at the Marriott East. A great stay doesn't have to cost a great deal of money. The next time you need a hotel room or a safe place to hold your meeting, contact the folks at the Marriott East, located just off Shadeland on 21st Street in Indianapolis.
I'll tell you what, Logan, we might have to get Josh a bike or something down there because he's going end to end. He might be the hustle guy of the game, let me tell you.
Well, that one was quick. Lawrence North explosive in open space, and so far the key to the game, from what I'm saying, is that those receivers and running backs are just making the linebackers miss for the Orioles.
The linebackers, the defense definitely looks a little slow tonight because there were maybe 2 or 3 times that Cooper should have been brought down. But he credit to him, he made guys miss, and he was, easy touchdown for him.
Ball teed up here on the 44 lots. McCray and Jones back to return for the Orioles. Now Hall with it. Field at the 15. Hall hit at the 25 and pushes forward down at the 29-yard line. Jordan Jackson able to make the hit for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you what, he actually covered that really well because as soon as Hall got that, he got maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 yards, and he was hit after that. He was stuck hard after that.
Well, it was a quick answer from Lawrence North as the Wildcats lead 14-7, 3:16 on the clock. Took less than a minute off in this first quarter as Orioles come out for their second series. Looking for an answer of their own. Hesson all alone in the backfield. 4 men on the line for the Wildcats. No one deep for Lawrence North. Hesson looking right side under pressure, and Stovall going to drop it with Hillman on him.
I'll tell you what, that was a great call by the defense on the Lawrence North. I mean, they put pressure on him, made him get rid of it. The ball should have been caught, but I like the fact that they are going to bring the pressure.
You saw that blitz up the middle. Going with the same set here for the Orioles. Hesson all alone, 5 receivers. And we have a jump from the Orioles. Looks like going to be a false start against Avon.
The first penalty tonight we've seen, I think.
First penalty of the night going against Avon. Looks like the right side of that line was not synced up with the left side.
Well, I'll tell you what, in these teams trying to prepare, I'm sure there were a lot of practices via Zoom. We've gotten, used to that word Zoom now. I mean, things are a lot different this year, so it may take a little time for the offense and defense to catch up.
3 men down now for Lawrence North. A little different look, dropping another man back. Hesson looking right side. Now back to his left to Hall. He has a step. And this one going to be thrown out of bounds. Incomplete for Avon as Jaden Scott had the coverage for the Wildcats. 3rd and 15. And we talked to Coach Mallory about how the Wildcats were able to stay together. And what did he say? He said that he is a Zoom master now?
Zoom. He loved it. I mean, we could have talked to him all night long. I mean, he was really happy about his team sticking together and the overall confidence within the team. He talked about the team confidence, and we can actually see it on display here tonight.
We've seen the Wildcats on an upward trend the last couple years, especially with the emergence of Donovan McCauley and Omar Cooper. And right now they're showing it. Up a score against the 4th-ranked team in the state.
Chase him down.
Getting dropped for a sack down at the 15-yard line. Big-time sack there for number 10, Ramar Warren. The junior linebacker, someone else that Coach Mallory was very high on.
Well, I'll tell you what, you credit that to what's going on in the secondary there. It was good coverage there. Hesson had to, kind of scrambling around. There was nothing, and by that time, he was going down.
Well, the first 3 and out of the ball game that we've seen. We'll bring out Carson Homer, the junior punter for the Orioles. And a couple Orioles late getting on the field, and now
have to take a timeout, and that's something the coach absolutely cannot stand. When they have to take a timeout because someone wasn't listening, knowing that you're supposed to be on the field, but he'll have a timeout and talk about it. I'm sure he'll get into more detail than I just did.
Well, we're going to take a quick timeout break with them. 2:17 left to go in the first quarter. Wildcats leading at home by 7.
Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
a lot of highlights, and we've seen it so far from 14-7 is your score. We predicted a lot of highlights in this one, and so far we have seen it. First 3 and out of the ball game as Lawrence North going to get the ball back. Looks like in pretty favorable field position, which some of the Orioles do not want to do with the likes of Donovan McCauley and Omar Cooper. Low snap. Holmer doing a nice job getting this off. Cooper back to return. Takes a favorable hop for Avon before trickling out of bounds right at the 33-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, now is the time for the Avon defense to step up because they cannot afford to let the Wildcats move the ball down the field, you know, in 2 and 3 and 4 plays to get another score. Because there's always that, you know, argument about MIC teams versus everyone else. I mean, this is a good opportunity for Avon to come in here to, you know, kind of say, hey, look, we're not afraid of MIC teams, but you got to come in here and you got to play the game on the field. Got to get some stops.
So far, they've had no answer for the men in green here. Lawrence North. Starting from the 33-yard line, just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2 series, 2 scores. McCauley with a rushing score and Omar Cooper with 1 through the air. Orioles showing blitz. Handoff Hegler left side. He'll get gobbled up right at the 35-yard line, a gain of a couple.
Hegler on the carry for the Wildcats, across the 35-yard line.
Orochi was first 2 for Avon.
Just try to find something up the middle there. That was not much there. Bring up second down.
Play action. McCauley keeping himself and nowhere to go. Avon reading that one perfectly as Clayton Peters wrapped him up right at the ankles.
I'll tell you what, the defense is looking a lot better on this series for the Orioles.
3rd and 8. Orioles had that play scouted out.
Yeah, so now we're seeing the defense is finally picking up, reading plays, getting the spots.
McCauley, play action, looking, Cooper,
oh, wow.
wide open,
wow.
Cooper with the grab, 1 man to beat, puts on the Jets, there's no catching him. Omar Cooper, 65-yard score, back-to-back series. Omar Cooper, welcome to your highlight.
I'll tell you what. Wow, I mean, that had to be a blown defensive assignment because he was wide open. There was no one within 5 yards, and he just caught it and just kind of coasted in there. Actually had time to look back.
He felt Leaper catching him and then put on the Jets, and it was all over from there. Right down the middle of the seam, no safety help over the top.
And I tell you, Leaper threw his hands up. Once he got to the end zone, he's looking around like, who was supposed to cover that guy? I mean, so again, I think it was a blown, I know it was a blown assignment there from someone. And again, LN's looking pretty good here tonight.
Extra point up and good. 3 for 3 now for Lawrence North, like clockwork, as they're up 21-7, and we are still in the first quarter. Josh Ayen is our in-zone reporter. Josh, how did that touchdown look from your angle?
Best torching defenses after that 66 catch and run touchdown. Already number 2 on the day for Omar Cooper. If this keeps up, I think LN is in very good shape right now. Guys, back to you.
We'd like to take this time to thank the MIC Athletic Directors for their continued support of the MIC Network Game of the Week. And I have to tell you, DMJ, we're calling the game from out here in the stands. The athletic director here at Lawrence North, Mike Penrose, doing a fantastic job making sure that we were set up and ready to go and that we're all safe and distanced from each other. And I have to really tip our cap to the cooperation from the athletic directors here in the MIC.
I'll tell you what, they do a tremendous job, and we're just, like you mentioned, we're just so appreciative of what they've done, and a great job tonight. I mean, what else can you say?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Omar Cooper might have something to say here for Lawrence North. Already 2 scores from over 60 yards out. Omar Cooper.
There's no question that he's got speed. You know, you want to get to him. You can't let him get that wide open.
Well, we saw his first SEC offer coming in just last week, and I got to think he's going to go to whatever college he wants to go to, only a junior. 21-7, less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Lots booting this one back to Hall, fields it right at the 8. Hall been a good return man so far, bouncing right side with a seam, and finally pushed out at the 36-yard line. So Joe Hall doing a lot of work here.
I tell you what, he finds, Deion Sanders just said there's always a seam. And it seems like he is finding them. He may break one tonight.
Lawrence North defense coming back out onto the field. It was a quick 3 and out for the Orioles last time. We saw everything go wrong. False start, loss on the play, an overthrown ball. Orioles in need of an answer here.
They just got to get back to the basics. I mean, that very first drive down the field, I mean, everything seemed to work. And, of course, Alien's defense kind of picked it up a little bit. But, again, there were some plays that the penalties, you can clean those things up.
3 receivers to the near side for Avon. Hesson in the backfield. Handoff McCray. He's met immediately in the backfield by a pair of Wildcats. Warren was in on the action, as well as Josh Noble.
I'll tell you what, it's amazing that the confidence that you pick up once you play with the lead. I mean, these guys are just cutting loose right now.
Those linebackers for the Wildcats getting downhill and getting downhill quickly. 2nd and 12 for Avon. Again, 3 receivers left side. 3 men on the line for the Wildcats. Hesson looking left side, unloads, has Stovall over the middle. Caught, first down, Avon into enemy territory, all the way down to the 45-yard line.
That was a great route by Stovall, but more importantly, it was a great throw by Hesson. First down, so they're getting back to what they do, moving the football down the field.
Well, that's the play that Avon needed, something to move the sticks, get some confidence going in those legs again, as it looks like that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Lawrence North has yet to be stopped as they lead 21-7 after the first quarter of action. We told you, watch out for those Wildcats this year. They are coming. More action next here on the MIC Network Game of the Week.
North in full control after one quarter, leading 21-7. After the second Avon series where the Wildcats got a sack on 3rd down, you could tell the intensity was still flying high for that defense. Coaches trying to encourage their guys, keep up the juice, keep up the intensity. And as you see right now, even after a completion for Avon, Lawrence North's defense looks like they're starting to settle into this one. Again, 21-7 is your score through 1. Let's take a quick commercial break. You are watching the MIC Network Game of the Week.
21-7 is your score here inside Dwayne Bell Stadium. The 11th ranked Wildcats leading the 4th ranked Avon Orioles. Good evening from your MIC Network Game of the Week. I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside we have Daryl Morton Jr., Josh Ayan down on the end zones for us, and he has been a busy man. 4 scores already, 3 of them coming from the Wildcats, but the Orioles in driving distance. Hesson back to pass, plenty of time, steps up, now getting some pressure from Noble, spin move, ball's loose! And they're going to say that he was down right at the 45-yard line. So a long play for a gain of 1.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you take that long to improvise, bad things can happen. He's fortunate that ball did not. They called him down there.
Good defense there from Lawrence North in the secondary. Hatchett picking up his man deep. There's no one for Hesson to get it to. 2nd and 9. McCray in the backfield. Hard count, play action, Hesson over the middle, gets it to Stovall, splits it to the outside, and dragged out of bounds right at the 29-yard line by Hatchett. First down, Avon.
I'll tell you what, that was good patience there. That throw, there was a couple of guys in the area there. It was actually a great play.
Hesson getting looked at by a couple of MAC schools, and I got to think He has the frame, he has the size, he has the arm and the talent to maybe go a little bit bigger as well. We could see him at a Power 5 school by the end of the season. 3 receivers, top side of your screen. Ball on the 29-yard line. Orioles driving. Handoff. McCray has a seam left side and is met right by Warren there. Inside the 25-yard line.
It's one of these drives where Avon has to move the ball down the field and get something out of it because it doesn't look like Lawrence North is going to slow down at all on the offensive side.
I believe they're going to have to get touchdowns in this
Gotta
game.
get
I'm not sure
touchdowns.
field goals are going to cut it. 2nd and 5. Avon inching closer to the red zone. Hesson looking, right side, gets it to Jones, and he has to go to his knees on that one.
Yeah,
Does complete it, but going to be for a loss of a couple on the play. Ball back on the 27-yard line.
very much, ball thrown very, very short there. Didn't give him an opportunity to do anything with it once he caught it, so it's almost great play for the defense, and they didn't have to do anything.
And really a lucky break there for Lawrence North. You had 3 receivers out there and only 2 corners covering, no safety deep. Those corners were picked up on some blocks. There was some room for Jones to get moving.
Definitely.
Instead, 3rd and 8. Handoff McCray. Makes the first man miss. Spinning forward inside the 20, down at the 18. First down, Avon.
Well, I'll tell you what, how about the confidence in McCray there? It's 3rd and 8, and they're going to, you got, the quarterback back there that can make plays, but you hand it out to McCray, he picks up 8 yards to get the first, just enough to get the first down. Everybody expected pass. I know I did.
Inside the red zone now for Avon. A much slower series here. The Orioles moving it methodically up the field. Wildcats show blitz. Looking over the top for Stovall. Easy pitching catch from Hesson to Stovall. 18-yard strike.
Again, Coach Bless talked about, he trusts his receivers. And I tell you what, they have a great core of receivers that we've spoken about. But that was easy pickings right there. Just drop back and just lay it right over the defense into the end zone, touchdown.
Both scores coming to the senior Wallace Stovall for Henry Hesson, as he has been the go-to man so far. Extra point. Again, Reyes, we have a bit of a delay now.
We talked about, Stovall, Hall, Remington, Carmelo. That's a core right there. I mean, that's a lot of options you have on your offense if you got those guys in the lineup together.
Extra point up and no good. First miss extra point of the season there for Nick Bandy, a senior who only missed 2 point afters last season. And a little bit there looked like the Orioles were just out of sync, had a man running on late, and that could come back to haunt them. So 21-13, Lawrence North leading by 8. We're going to send it down to our end zone reporter, Josh Ayen. Josh, looked like Stovall had an easy one there.
Avon once again finding the end zone. Wallace Stovall for touchdown number 2. But despite the fact that Wallace Stovall beat his man one-on-one, that was not the best play of that series. It was the play before that on 3rd and long. Krayshawn McCray doing a good job with the individual effort, picking up the yards needed to get the first down and set up that Wallace Stovall touchdown. Avon not out of it yet, down by 8.
What car company gives you a choice of some of the best auto brands? It's the Tom Wood Automotive Group. With 12 brands including Honda, Ford, and Volvo, you are sure to find the car you are looking for. Find out how easy it is to buy your next car at tomwood.com, and let's drive with the team that drives high school sports.
Tell you what, Logan, how about the DJ out here at Lawrence North tonight? I mean, they are playing everything.
This is everything that you have on your phone, right?
Gap band. I haven't heard the Gap band in years. My goodness.
The jams are going.
They're going, man.
Here at Dwayne
It's a party
Bell Stadium.
atmosphere.
Lawrence North up a score with 9 minutes to go in this first half.
You have no idea who the Gap Band is, do you, Logan?
I do know. Give me a little more credit than that. I occasionally dig for fossils, too.
I hear you. I hear you.
Touchback here from Bandy. Going par for the course there as the Wildcats won't get a chance at a return. But they do get their star quarterback and receiving duo back out on the field with Donovan McCauley and Omar Cooper.
Say if you Avon, this is the time to come up with a stop here. Because you just can't let these guys just go right down the field. That's all they've done is right down the field.
There's been little resistance from the Oriole defense. And this is a very experienced Avon Orioles defense. A very good team. Once again, ranked 4th in the state of team. Many predicted to win the HCC. And Lawrence North right now playing very well. McCauley all alone in the backfield. 3 men on the line for Avon. McCauley looking right side. Quick pass out to Beatty. Beatty gets a block on the outside. Past the 30. First down, Lawrence North.
Tell you what, it's a great little pitch and catch there. Beatty just followed his blockers there, picked up his block there, and picked up the additional yards.
And I'm glad you mentioned that block. Mike Rogers, the senior receiver, doing a nice job blocking downfield for Lawrence North.
You know, a lot of the guys who do the dirty work don't get the credit that they deserve, you know?
Absolutely. McCauley scrambling, dropped it, looking left side, flag down in the backfield. McCauley taking it himself, pushed out of bounds at the 45, but this one is coming back.
Yeah.
When you start scrambling out of the pocket there, bad things happen. This looks like could be a holding call on the Wildcats near the 15-yard line.
Well, I think what happened there, Clayton Peters actually got his bell rung, so it was actually a legal block there. I see him trying to, you know, shake the cobwebs off. He got nailed there, so it's definitely coming back.
Let's wait for the official signal here. And it's going to be an illegal block in the back on Lawrence North.
Yeah, like I said, Peter, he got absolutely nailed.
Well, that is a spot foul, so you take it 5 yards back from the spot of the foul. So now it's going to be back on the 8-yard line. So 1st and a mile for Lawrence North.
And so far, up until that point, LN had played mistake-free football. Let's see what happens here.
First penalty of the night against the Wildcats. 1st and 37. McCauley, handoff Hegler, looking for a hole. Not much working, gets up to the 13-yard line. And right back in on the play, Clayton Peters coming up with the tackle.
He's still active there. Again, like I said, he got rocked, but he's back in there making plays here for the Orioles. So this is going to be a big defensive stance for the Orioles on this particular possession.
McCauley dropping back, looking right side, has him.
Oh my goodness!
Sends
again,
it deep, and it's a surefire score.
I tell you what.
Gonna be dropped by Jordan Jackson.
I tell you what, that ball hit him right there in the hands. If it hits the hands, you got to make that play. And sometimes you can be too wide open, which he was there. There was no one in front of him. He's easily walking into the end zone if he makes the play.
Well,
he'll think about that one.
We knew the popcorn was good here.
Wow.
But I tell you what, Jordan Jackson gonna want that one back. Would have been 6.
Make the catch first. Then you can have the fun. But again, I'm surprised at how open these receivers are getting. They're just getting behind the defense.
Third and deep. McCauley taking himself into open space, spinning around, dropping down all the way up to the 37-yard line. Got the majority of those penalty yards back.
He got them back, so that's going to bring up fourth and a couple.
It's like fourth and about 6, and that will bring on the punting unit for Lawrence North, and that's the stop that Avon needed.
They definitely needed that. And I'll tell you what, they are absolutely lucky that that ball was dropped because they're down 28-13 at that point if that catch is made.
And a couple personnel changes here for both Lawrence North. And finally, both teams getting it together. And we see a fake here by Lawrence North.
He's got room. He's got the first down.
Spinning it up, down the field, past the 40.
He might go.
All the way. Are you kidding me? David Beatty taking it the length of the field, 63-yard rush.
I tell you what, on that play, he had an option. If he didn't see what he liked, he was going to actually punt that, but he tucked it down, got around the edge, and there was nothing that any Oriole can do at that point.
A 63-yard play on 4th and 7. Lawrence North gets the big play that they thought they deserved.
Well, I tell you what, we talked about Avon having to make a stop because they have been proven that they can shut down this offense. You got them 4th down. You got to be able to come up with that play. You got to get the ball back for your offense. And I'll tell you what, now they're down potentially 28-13 here.
And this one is true from lots. And all I can say is DMJ is football is back.
Football is back.
We're going to send it down to our end zone reporter, Josh Ayen. Josh, what did you see on this fake punt by David Beatty?
Who said special teams doesn't make a difference? How about a play right there by David Beatty running it by himself for over 60 yards on that 4th down punt play. It was a great look right there, a fake punt setup. Looked like Beatty was going to do a rugby-style kick. Instead, he saw an opening, took the gap, and he exploded for 60-plus yards. LN has now scored on all 4 of their drives, looking like a completely different team than we have seen at any point in the Pat Mallory era. Guys, back to you.
Have you had the shakaroni yet? Papa John's biggest slices are available now at all of their Central Indiana locations. Why not get your team together after the game and order the hot, delicious, sizzling Papa John's pizza of your choice? And when you order, you're supporting those who support high school sports, and that's what we call a better deal.
Man, they are playing the elements out here. Earth, wind, and fire. They're doing it out here. This is party time here for Lawrence North.
Lawrence North just looking to groove just a little bit, up 28-13. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. And talk about from tragedy to triumph there. Jordan Jackson dropping a surefire score. And David Beatty and Coach Mallory decide on 4th down to fake it in their own territory and take it the length of the field for 6.
Definitely. Again, Beatty, again, he had the option. It looked like he was going to actually kick it if he didn't see anything he liked. He saw room, he saw daylight, he loved that and took off, and it was over with. So touchdown again, Lawrence North. They are playing very, very well. So that brings up the HCC debate again. It ain't even close right now.
Well, I think the rest of the state should be on high alert for this Lawrence North team if you weren't already. Lotz sending it deep. Hall fielding it just past the 10. Hall dropping his shoulder, plowing forward. Drop down at the 29-yard line. And that's where Avon will need an answer for this unstoppable Lawrence North offense.
And what happens is when you get up by this many points, it gives your defense an opportunity to take some chances because now, you know, I'm sure they'll bring pressure to Hesson when they can. And just going to be playing with more, you know, emphasis on trying to just really just put them out.
Well, the Orioles worked their way down the field on the last drive, converting in 6. Stovall doing it all offensively for Avon. The rushing game has been held in check so far.
It definitely has.
Three receivers, top of your screen. Hesson with McCray just to his right in the backfield. Handoff McCray. It's going to be a reverse to Hall. Hall with some open space. And Ford tracking him down just past the 45-yard line. First down, Avon, as they counter with their own trick play.
Well, that's the way, you know, sometimes you have to shake up your offense there to get some things going. And that was actually a great call there. Positive yards. They absolutely have to move the ball down the field this time. They have to get points.
You see plays like that, it really opens up the playbook if you're an offensive coordinator for some more tricks that you can do.
Well, this is game one. You practice a few of those over the summer, you know, so you might as well try them.
Hesson taking his time now, looking right side, plenty of time, hits Hall in sync, makes a man miss.
Gone.
2 plays all, Joe Hall. 53-yard strike as the big plays just keep rolling in.
And they absolutely needed to have that happen right there because, again, Lawrence North defense started to pin their ears back and just come after him. But I tell you what, he stayed in the pocket, found Hall over the middle, touchdown. The Avon Orioles aren't going anywhere, doesn't seem like.
2 plays.
2 plays. They have firepower. I mean, they have that.
And it looks like here, instead of Nick Bandy, they're going to bring out the punter, Carson Holmer, the junior, for this extra point.
Oh!
And this one's going to be blocked. No good. And again, a missed opportunity for Avon. 2 extra points missed.
Well, there was just pressure right up the middle. So it looks like somebody missed a blocking assignment there because that didn't even have a chance.
Well, that is huge. Special teams can make or break. Now a 2-possession ball game for Lawrence North as we're going to send it down to the busiest man on the field, Josh Ain, our end zone reporter.
Thanks, guys. A big adjustment for North on that last defensive series, shifting from a zone rather than blitzes like we saw in the first quarter and early minutes of the second. Nonetheless, Avon still picked apart that defense thanks to that catch and run. 53 yards by Joe Hall. Ellen is scrambling to find answers against this talented Avon receiving corps. Logan, DMJ, back to you guys.
Well, if you're looking for custom designed apparel for your organization or company, you'll win every time when you team up with the folks at Brand Visions. No order is too small or too large. So before you pay too much, get a quote from Brand Visions. Contact them at brandvisionsllc.com. (28-19), 6:22 remaining in the first half. Couple quick strikes there from Hesson to Hall, and Avon
right here, I tell you
on
what,
the board.
They definitely are, and defense can get a stop and put another score up before halftime. That is successful.
Possible return here now for Lawrence North's Bandy. Popped that one up, but a tackle made right before the 20-yard line as Armand Hillman had nowhere to go as Antoine Wade made the tackle. Well, here we go. Offense is back on the field.
On the field.
As we saw last time, Lawrence North looking at a fake on 4th and 7. David Beatty goes the distance, over 60 yards for a score. But that was before the Wildcats had a surefire score dropped.
Imagine practicing that all summer, and the first time you run that play on 4th down, you just get a score out of it.
McCauley keeps it himself, makes Peters miss, makes another man miss, another stiff arm tiptoeing down the sideline, and dropped out at the 28-yard line as it looks like Jake Leeper a little slow to get up now for Avon. He's still down at the 25-yard line. I'm going to have to take an official's timeout here.
I'll tell you what, he took the brunt of that stiff arm there as McCauley went around him and just stuck it out there, and he just went down.
So it looks like we'll bring the trainers out here. We'll take a quick break here from Dwayne Bell Stadium. 28-19 is your score. Wildcats on top.
At Tom Wood, we believe you can't put a price on peace of mind, so we don't. With Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage, you're protected for unlimited miles and unlimited time, all at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Well, the party is continuing here at Dwayne Bell Stadium. If you're a Wildcat faithful, as they see Lawrence North on top 28-19, a very promising season ahead of Lawrence North based off of these first couple quarters of action, as Lawrence North looking for their first winning season since 2005. Tim Dilley was the coach. They went 9-3. I think that could be on the horizon.
Definitely. They showed us they can move the ball and they can score in a variety of ways. They showed us that tonight.
Jake Leeper, the injured safety for Avon, walking off under his own power to the Avon sideline, which was very nice to see.
Definitely.
Rogers going in motion as McCauley takes it. Handoff, Hegler right side, arm tackle broken, bouncing left side.
He might go.
Gets another
He
block
might
from
go.
Cooper. Hegler in a foot race. Wade can't push him out. Hegler all the way for 6.
Okay, they are making this look way too easy tonight. Hegler, he got to the hole and exploded and broke it left. Almost got pushed out, but he just kept maintaining his balance and went right down the line for a touchdown.
First rushing touchdown that we've seen here from Hegler.
You can see him here.
And he
bounces it, gets pushed there, stays in balance, and just marches right into the end zone again. The defense has got to put up more resistance than this, because otherwise Lawrence North may hang 60 on the board tonight.
A 72-yard scramble. You saw number 23, Caden Madding, kind of slow up there at the end. Thought Hegler stepped out, but he did not, as Lotz punches that one through in the blink of an eye. 35-19. Lawrence North right now cannot be stopped offensively. We're going to send it to the third member of our crew, who I believe I saw running the sideline as quickly as Hegler to get to position.
He might have beat him down there.
After that 72-yard run by Trayvon Hegler. Interesting story about Hegler. He was named the starting tailback in the offseason, but Patrick Mallory really trusted his man Hegler, really as one of 3 starting tailbacks. That time, Hegler proving that he can do more than just be one of a stable of running backs, that he can be the guy in the running back core. Guys, back to you.
Well, you mentioned the DJ once, DMJ, but this song is fitting. You can't touch this.
Can't touch this.
Now was Hegler just going all the way. 72 yards, and Lawrence North has not been stopped. 5 series, 5 scores.
It's hammer time out here, as they say. I mean, he should have been pushed out of bounds. I mean, it was there. And if you're the Orioles, I mean, it's just the simple things that are, making the difference here.
Absolutely, and some of that is maybe not getting the reps that some of these teams typically get in the offseason, and getting back to it, a couple arm tackles here and there. The Orioles are in position, like you've said, just a couple of little things.
I mean, and the thing about it is we know that this has been an abbreviated summer, so we're going to see some of this. It might be 2 or 3 weeks before teams get it in gear. But the offenses, especially Lawrence North's offense, they're in gear, and they're moving ahead, let me tell you. Ranked number 11th right now in the state. That may change after tonight.
Orioles nowhere near out of this, though. Down 16 as this one drops into the end zone. Touchback for Lawrence North.
Well, and like you said, they're not out of this because they have the firepower over there. Hesson, we just saw him score in 2 plays, 3 plays. They can get the ball down the field. It's just the other side. They got to be able to make some stops to get the ball back for him, and that just hasn't happened.
Couple missed extra points have caused a change in score. As you can see, 35-19. A couple missed extra points really putting a damper on those scores for Avon. Has forced them into a 16-point ball game. But we know there's some firepower over there. Joe Hall and Stovall on the outside as well.
Well, now you almost have to throw it. You know, you're getting to that point where you can't allow these guys to get up any more on you guys.
Sun starting to set here at Wayne Bell Stadium. Hesson stepping up in the pocket, tucks it, and going to take a hit right at the 30-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. First down, Avon.
Hesson on the key for Avon. Down here first down, 2nd and 1.
Take for your quarterback, you get that close to the line, just go ahead and get out because you don't want to get hit by 4 guys like you did right there.
Oh, it looks like they're going to count him just a yard short, so 2nd and 1. Expect to see just a quick read here. And he's looking left side, looking deep for Stovall. It has
gone.
Him. Makes another man miss.
He's
Stovall in the foot race, past the 20. Are you kidding me? There's the answer right back. 71-yard score from Hesson to Stovall.
And we got a penalty flag down. Looks like it's going to probably celebration. And DJ hasn't played that yet, but I'm sure it's coming. But you got to do a better job, and that's both defenses, of seeing guys, you know, get open in the secondary like that. He found a seam right there, an open spot rather, and it was no one near him.
Like you said, there is a flag out on the field, and we have an injured player behind the line. Looks like an injured Wildcat way back near the line of scrimmage. As we'll get the official call. It looks like it was Trayvon Hatchett, the safety for Lawrence North, walking off gingerly back near the line of scrimmage on that right leg. And needing some assistance getting off. So we hope the best for Trayvon Hatchett, the junior safety. He's been all over the place
like
for
said,
Lawrence North.
He does. He moves around on the defensive side of the ball and makes plays here and there. You just want to make sure that he's not going. This is not something that's going to affect him long term.
Let's give a shout out
So
to
excellent trainers over there to take a look at him.
Wildcat athletes fit and ready to play.
And it looks like the penalty was just a sideline warning against Lawrence North. So just a warning, as it's a 10-point ball game. As Trayvon Hatchett exit the field. Wildcats now keeping the defense out there as the Orioles looking for the 2-point conversion, down by 10.
I'll tell you what, and it seems like Lawrence North should be up a lot more than what they are, you know.
Hesson keeping it himself, diving in and just splits the hairs to get in. 2-point conversion good for Avon. They bring it down to an 8-point ball game, 35 to 27.
We've talked a lot about Lawrence North and their offense right now. And as, you know, I don't want to use, you know, the word inconsistent for the Orioles defense. There's just some plays that they miss here and there. And for that, they're actually right here in this ball game.
2 plays, and that's all Avon needed with a 2-point conversion. We're going to send it down to Josh Ain yet again in our end zone reporter.
What a job by Henry Hesson to weather this adversity so far in this first half. After finding Wallace Stovall for the 3rd time, now a hat trick in the first half already for Stovall. Something that Mark Bless, the head coach for Avon, really emphasized for Hesson was the overall maturity level of Hesson and to find a way to build relationships with his receivers. You see right there the connection between Hesson and Stovall. That's a big reason why Avon is still in this game, only down by 8. Guys?
Well, DMJ, we've talked about Lawrence North and their ability to make some of those guys miss. How about these Avon receivers and Joe Hall and Wallace Stovall? They're making plays in the secondary themselves. They're catching it, making the corner miss, dropping back on that safety, and they're gone.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's almost too easy. You know, like you said, they're making the catch, and then they're making one man, maybe 2 guys miss, and then they're off to the races. Lawrence North, the secondary's got to do a better job of reading those plays and being in position to bring guys down. But again, like we talked about the score, 35-27 right now with 5:30 left in the second quarter. We've seen a lot of points put up out here tonight.
Bandy has this one teed up on the 25-yard line. This one a low riser. Caught at the 15. Cooper with it. Watch out, Omar Cooper drops one man to the ground with a stiff arm. Shoved out of play at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Lawrence North and favorable field position.
Definitely favorable, but this is the time. We talked about it a few times. The Orioles getting the stop here because they haven't shown it yet. But without that, they're still in the game.
(35-27), nearing 5 minutes to play in this first half. But the last couple strikes we've seen 2-play series, 3-play series. These guys are scoring quickly. Avon and Lawrence North. McCauley, play act, keeps it himself right side. Has a man extending deep, but McCauley keeps it and is going to be shoved out of play at the 48-yard line.
I'll tell you, it was excellent coverage by the secondary there, but McCauley just made something out of nothing there. And picked up at least, what did he say, 7 yards on that play?
Well, you saw on that play, McCauley wanted Jordan Jackson to release deep and didn't quite release in time. He was still at the line of scrimmage. But that's where it's just neighborhood football at that point.
Absolutely.
McCauley handoff to Hegler. Leading block, getting ahead of him and gets down to the 45-yard line. Going to be enough for a Wildcat first down.
Well, I tell you what, I like the way he hits the hole. He just reads the blockers very well, finds his space there and gets right through there. Again, great, tough runner.
Looks like he had Blake Longus and Drayton Travis kind of leading the way for him. Pulling, doing a nice job.
We talked about those guys, those blockers they don't get enough credit. They do a tremendous job.
Again, handoff Hegler, left side. Makes a man miss. Excuse me, that's going to be Ollie Richardson getting into the game for the first time. The sophomore running back had nearly 30 carries last season, over 100 yards and a couple touchdowns as he showed some promise. And you talked about this, part of that tandem running back system.
Mallory talked about, having options, and that's a good thing when you have more than one guy that you can depend on. They've got a great core that's going to benefit them well, especially when they get to the second half of the season.
2nd and 5, ball on the 39-yard line. Again, handoff Richardson. And he was still fighting, and here's face mask coming out.
Yeah, he definitely.
Flag coming out, and I think a very clear face mask. Everyone could see it from up here.
Definitely. I think, that was one of those situations where the defender reached and kind of got caught up there and just drug him down. I don't think there's anything on purpose there. It just kind of happens when you get in there.
Well, again, we haven't seen too many penalties, but we haven't seen the offense on the field for that long either.
Yeah, both offenses, they, give them 2-3 plays and then switch.
So there's going to be 15 yards from the foul there. So up to the 22-yard line for Lawrence North, just getting some free plays and a first down. And that's the last thing that this Wildcat offense need is free yards.
Yeah, exactly.
3 receivers right side. Tight end Dwan Montgomery in for Lawrence North. Richardson still in the ball game. Again, a read, going to hand off to Richardson, hit at the line of scrimmage, and really pushing his way forward inside the 20-yard line at the 18.
I tell you what, like you mentioned, he was actually hit in the backfield, but he actually found a way to shred that tackler there and pick up some positive yards. That's, again, you just keep moving, you just keep going, and good things happen.
The senior, Danny Narochi, the lone returner on that defensive line for Avon, was first too, but Richardson spinning out of it, and able to keep those legs churning. 2nd and 5. Again, same play, McCauley looking outside. Has Rogers, and he will be pirouetting through the air down to the 12-yard line.
So picked it up again, so they're going to move the sticks again.
Well, these RPOs right now have been working for Lawrence North.
They definitely have.
those run-pass options where you get Omar Cooper in that slot spot. I'll tell you what, this offense really enjoying from Coach Mallory.
You know, they're pulling a lot of things out. You know, again, with a short summer, you get an opportunity to actually work on some things tonight.
Handoff Richardson right side. Again, finds the small hole to get through and gets into the 8. Gain of 3 on the play. Nearing one of the longest series and longest drives of this game for Lawrence North, but still having success inside the red zone. Stack set, handoff Richardson, has a hole left side. Richardson lowering the boom, dropping in.
He got in.
And gets in for 6 from 8 yards out. Ollie Richardson getting on the board. 3rd rushing touchdown of the game for Lawrence North.
So I'll tell you what, by air, by sea, by land, they're getting the ball into the end zone every way possible. The Lawrence North Wildcats have not been stopped in this first half at all.
Quite literally at all. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns for Lawrence North, having their way on opening night.
Yeah, what do you tell your team at halftime if you're coach, your offense? What do you tell them? Uh-oh, looks like they go through, got tipped.
It did go through.
It went through.
Just dropped in, so 42-27, just over 2 minutes to go in the first half still. That's right. We're playing football again here on your MIC Network Game of the Week. I'm going to send it down to Josh Ain, our end zone reporter. Josh, that one was maybe a little bit slower for your liking.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Remember what I said on that last drive about that Lawrence North running back group? Well, this time we're seeing exactly why Pat Mallory loves his group of running backs. This time, the number 2 tailback, Ollie Richardson, punching it in. Richardson, only a sophomore, got less than 30 carries last season, but found the end zone twice in the 2019 season. And Richardson proving right now that he can be a steady, reliable running back for years to come after that impressive drive right there. Guys, back to you.
Back to a 2-possession ball game after the 8-yard rush from Ollie Richardson. The sophomore running back with a lot of upside here for the Wildcats. 42-27, just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. I'm Logan Hunt. Also joined by Daryl Morton Jr., Josh Ayan down on the sideline. I'll tell you what, Daryl, right now we have maybe the best seat in the house up here in the stands. You see the cheerleaders down there having to pump out 42 push-ups for Lawrence North.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are putting in a lot of work down there, as is Josh Ayan going end to end with all this scoring going on.
Ball teed up on the 40 lots. Getting to boot this one away. And got underneath this one. Fielded at the 20-yard line. And this was your linebacker, Clayton Peters, doing it all, rumbling up close to the 35-yard line.
So now let's see if Hesson has a couple of plays in him to get to the end zone, because it's been quick these last couple of possessions.
So far, Stovall has been getting it done for the most part, already with 3 scores to his name for Avon. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen. McCray to Hesson's left. Hesson looking left side, hits Stovall again.
Got his knee down, I think.
And they're going to say his knee was down.
So I tell you, Logan, with 1:57 left here in the first half, if Avon can go down and stick it in the end zone and then come out of half with the football, that's actually, that would be tremendous. Oh, whoa. Got action going on.
Ball getting loose here. Flag down on the play and going to be recovered by Lawrence North. But there is a flag out on the field.
Well, forget
and it looks like it was against Avon, as that play was discombobulated from the beginning.
Yes, it was. And forget everything I said about them scoring before half, because that was an opportunity there if they could have got something out of that. But again, Lawrence North's coming back.
was a false start against Avon, as no one was ready for that snap, and we've seen that a couple times from that offensive line for Avon, just a little out of sync, and this one gonna cost them dearly as Lawrence North starting great field position on the 32-yard line.
And we thought we'd see a lot more mistakes tonight, fumbles, turnovers. We haven't seen that. That one there is costly for Avon. Again, 148. Let's see if the clock actually stops Lawrence North from scoring this time.
Lawrence North still with 2 timeouts. Plenty of time for them. It's going to be a sweep for Cooper left side. Has some blockers up ahead, looking to get to the edge. Cuts it back, and is finally going to be stood up at the 25-yard line.
Across the 25-yard line.
It looks like Caleb Larcell was the man to finally bring down Omar Cooper. Finally ran out of real estate. 2nd and 2 for the Wildcats. Down still for the Orioles. McCauley, plenty of time.
He's got plenty of.
Drops one over the middle.
Wow.
Longest gets in, and there's a 6. Another score for Lawrence North. Jaden Longest.
I'll tell you what, McCauley was very, very patient on that. He just waited around, look, and just kind of just this little dink pass right there. Easy touchdown. Again, Lawrence North running on all cylinders tonight.
Again, McCauley had plenty of time there. Took him just about 30 seconds for that one and just dropped one over the top. Made the easy play.
The easy one.
7 drives, 7 touchdowns, but a blocked extra point there right back into the turf as Avon able to get one back. So 48-27 is your score as the fireworks are still going off.
They may run out tonight.
Well, Josh, that one was maybe a little bit slower for Lawrence North, but still scoring in under a minute. Pretty impressive.
Avon's defense really struggling to contain Donovan McCauley. If you can't put any pressure on him, you'll see exactly on that last play why Donovan McCauley is one of the best quarterbacks in the state, fighting Jaden Longest for that 24-yard touchdown. Quick injury note for you folks at home. Trayvon Hatchett, starting defensive back for Lawrence North, was seen wearing some ice on his ankle. Cleat was off, really struggling to walk and put pressure on it. Definitely something to monitor for the LN defense. Guys, back to you.
Well, the MIG Network is happy to bring you some of the best high school sports action anywhere. It is our 6th year of showcasing the athletes, teams, and programs from the best conference. And this year, we have a great schedule of games. Please check our website and social media platforms to stay up to date on any changes. Remember, the best action and the best coverage is on the MIG Network. And this is the best action you can get, 48-27. Lawrence North rolling right now.
Rolling.
Against the 4th ranked team in the state. And I tell you what, the Wildcats were left outside of the top 10. Maybe feeling a little slighted.
I think so, but they'll be okay come next week. I mean, I'm thinking maybe a 3 or 4 slot bump.
So far, very impressive first half. It doesn't get much better than this. Getting a takeaway and a score and scoring on every single drive, and just to throw it in, a 4th down trick play score. Is everything going the Wildcats' way? McCray fielding it at the 8-yard line, looking left side, getting to the edge, hurdling over a man before stepping out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, he definitely did. He got to the edge, and all of a sudden, he looked like Superman over there.
David Beatty on the stop for the Wildcats. First down, Avon.
Off the Orioles have Superman out there. Might want to put him out there on defense to try to get a stop against that Wildcats offense, as Avon coming off of a turnover on their last possession. But other than that, they had been rolling themselves. They're only 1 stop.
Well, Avon so far on the offensive side, I mean, they can score very quickly. We've seen that. It's just been the couple of mistakes that have been very, very costly.
1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen. Stovall, isolated left side. Hesson looking that way. He has a step, throwing over the top. And it is going to be intercepted by Lawrence North. A huge interception there for Lawrence North. Anthony Hughes, the converted wide receiver to DB, making plays yet again.
I'll tell you what, he played that as if he was a wide receiver. He just tracked that one down and just ran up underneath it and grabbed it before he stepped out of bounds there. Lawrence North football is real.
Well, you have a couple guys in that secondary, Armand Hillman and Anthony Hughes, who are receivers, jump back to DBs, and that's how you get interceptions right there. As Lawrence North, still with 2 timeouts, 43 seconds, starting on their own 38-yard line. Is this enough time, DMJ?
I'll tell you what, they put up 50 points before halftime. This is actually spectacular. Let's see what happens here. So, yes, they do have enough time if you want to know the truth.
See how aggressive they are. McCauley looking deep, steps up, looking right side, flag on the play. McCauley getting a big gain here to the 45-yard line, but a flag.
It's coming back. I think there was a hold there. But I could be wrong. Now, let's see what happens.
It looks like maybe a block in the back here. Another block in the back on Lawrence North. Back at the line of scrimmage, so. And you'll see right there on that left side, going to call it on number 54, it looks like. That was Drayton Travis, the center. Just got a shove at the end to give McCauley a little bit more time. Instead, going to be wasted time for Lawrence North. They're pushed back.
So at this point.
To the 24-yard line.
2 timeouts here. Just run the ball. Just run it into the line a couple of times and just get in 1.5 with the lead.
I like the aggressive play, though, here.
I like it.
When you have Omar Cooper out there and David Beatty, some guys who have made some plays, you never know.
Yeah, but a pick 6 is real.
And looking short here for Cooper. Cooper trying to get out of bounds and does right at the 32-yard line with 26 seconds remaining. Still time for Lawrence North. Taking what the defense gives you.
On the stop for Avon. 2nd down.
And so far, this Wildcat team has scored on all 7 of their drives, this being number 8 of the half.
So it may be the clock that stops them if they don't get in the end zone here, because Oriole defense hasn't done it tonight.
Orioles playing deep. McCauley again under pressure, launching it deep for Beatty. Over, throwing him and through the hands there of Antoine Wade, incomplete. That's full confidence in your receiver there if you're Donovan McCauley.
Yeah, absolutely. He just bought himself just enough time to heave it down there, and it was just
3rd and 17. That's where maybe Lawrence North will look
just to run it, and get out of here.
Well, the Orioles, with 2 timeouts of their own, might think about using one, going for a blocked punt, possibly.
There's no way. At this point, let's just get this half over with. Let's get in the locker room. Let's talk about some strategy for the second half.
Montgomery brought into the game, and it will be a handoff there to Hegler as he's met right at the line. First 2, again, was Clayton Peters all over the place for Avon. And it looks like that will finally be the end of the first half. My goodness. 48 to 27. Lawrence North scoring at will against the 4th-ranked team in the state, the Avon Orioles, who put up 4 scores of their own, just a couple miscues. Ultimately, the deciding factor in this first half score, but a lot closer than what this score tells. Lawrence North on top into halftime. We're going to take a quick break as we shoot it down to Josh Ayen down on the end zone, as we know that Josh is going to be looking to talk to a Lawrence North coach, in particular Coach Mallory. We know we talked to him before this season began, and this was a team that he was very high on. And now I think the rest of the MIC and the rest of the state can see why when you have someone like Donovan McCauley and Omar Cooper out there on the field.
I'll tell you what, again, Coach Mallory, he was very excited about his team, the possibility this year. he just talked about just how, as a unit, they're just more confident, and he was expecting big things from his team, but I'm not sure if he could have predicted tonight being able to score on just about every possession.
Yeah, just about every possession there. As it looks like Josh Ayen has Coach Mallory down there, so let's hear from them.
Too ugly for the cameras. Come on, man.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Lawrence North head coach Pat Mallory. Coach, you told me earlier this week the overall confidence level of this team is as high as it's been since you've been head coach. But did you expect a start like this through the first 24 minutes?
Well, I think our kids did. I'm not too sure the head coach did. I mean, I think everybody else was a little bit more confident than me just because, I know Avon's a great team, I mean, they're very well coached. And as you can see, it's been an offensive battle. And defensively, we just got to get something figured out, right? I think we got kind of lucky right there on the interception, although Anthony Hughes is a player. I mean, he's obviously the smallest guy on the field, but he's also a player. He's made tackles, he's caught a ball, he's returned something for us, and he just had that interception. That's huge, because like I said, they're a great offense, man. We just got to be able to slow them down and keep them in front of us.
The biggest guys for Avon's offense have been the receiving core, and that's something that you noted when we talked earlier this week. How do you find a way to contain Wallace Stovall and Joe Hall?
Well, the biggest thing is we just got to make sure our DBs are staying back. Sometimes I feel like we're getting up a little bit too much, trying to stick our nose in the fight. That's not our fight. Our fight's a passing game, not the run game, right? So we need to just stay back a little bit. And, all we did right there was we just kind of went back to our basic stuff and just said, hey, here we go. We're going to play our basic and then just see where we can go from there. So as long as our kids can always get back to our basics and then make not make mental errors, I think they'll be okay back there.
Good stuff, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That was Lawrence North head coach Pat Mallory as the Wildcats have a commanding lead, 48-27 through 24 minutes. When we come back, we'll have our halftime presentation, get you all set for the second half on the MIC Network Game of the Week.
Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Thank you, calling Pop Jones Cumberland. This is Kyle speaking.
The pizza's here! The cheese is my favorite. I love the plain.
Is that Supreme?
Good.
I really like it.
They scored touchdowns here. You got to be able to get these guys off the field to get the game. Nice punt. Yeah.
Hello friends, Josh Ayen joined alongside the new head boys basketball coach at North Central High School, Jason Gardner. Jason, thanks for joining us today. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Well, Jason, how does it feel for you being back at your alma mater and being the head coach at a program that, you played a huge role in developing as, Mr. Basketball winner, as a state title? Just how does it feel to be back at your alma mater?
It's amazing. I just remember being a kid and going to those games. And I remember, they have two courts upstairs. And so I remember my brother playing games. And I remember going upstairs and going against, the two other middle schools, Northfield and Eastwood. It'd be a couple kids from there. Or people would talk during the week about meeting up there, playing games. And so just kind of looking back at those days, the friendships that we built, and being back home, and just kind of all the love and support that I got through all the social media outlets, through the text messages. It's just it's been a great feeling.
That's awesome. Could you walk us through that timeline? Obviously, you're taking over for the North Central predecessor, Brian Hahn. Could you walk us through that timeline of when Coach Hahn stepped down for the position, and what that process was like for you going through that job interview?
It was kind of, again, I'm a Washington Township kid, so having the opportunity that, I always thought that obviously two jobs I always dreamed about having was Arizona and North Central. Two places that I spent 4 years at that, love the fans, love the community, the runs that we had, the hard sweat and blood that we had on that court. So, to have the opportunity, I was excited about it. A couple of former teammates had reached out, was like going for it. And so again, when it opened up, I know Coach Hahn, I know he's a really good coach. But, again, I definitely was excited about the opportunity because, it's just things that they have there that, it just brings back a lot of memories.
Of course, this is not your first stop at the high school level. You did have some experience over at Cathedral High School. Then, of course, you went over to Loyola Chicago, Memphis, and then your last stop over at IUPUI as the head coach. What did you learn from each of those stops, and how has that shaped your overall coaching philosophy?
Coach Fagan is still, he's still a big mentor of mine. When I first got into the business, and just kind of see how detailed he was, at the high school level, and kind of his practices, his workouts. So that was kind of my first, year of really kind of getting into coaching. And then going to Porter Moser over at Loyola Chicago, his big mentor was Rick Majerus. And so just kind of how he prepared for games, how he made adjustments during timeouts, how he made adjustments before the games, how he made adjustments at halftime. And he just, his mind was always just going and just always trying to figure out what's the next step, how can we get an advantage to win, what's their strengths and weaknesses. And then, I go over to Memphis, and who Josh Passion was a teammate of mine at Arizona, and to see how, just how a head coach works, where he would meet with us in the morning, he would then have to go meet and, go speak somewhere or go meet with some of the alumni, come back, have a meeting right before practice, maybe again go somewhere, have to speak again, and then sometimes come into practice in a suit and tie and literally take his tie off, change his shoes, and he's in there practicing. Right after practice, he would get done, talk with us again about where we're going to recruit and talk about some different things, and then he's going to a dinner. And so it's kind of thinking, it was just crazy to think like how, just again, he's remembering all the stuff that we have to do, what's going on. And it's just like he was just going. I'm thinking, oh, that's unbelievable. And then next thing you know, a year later, I'm a head coach at IUPUI. So I think between Josh Fagan and Coach Moser, I just think that I was lucky enough to be with three different guys that are winners, three different guys that know the business, three different guys that, again, I till this day, I still call about questions. So it was a blessing that I had those three. I had three different coaches, but they're all really good guys and really good coaches.
Some great names that you brought up. First thing that comes to mind, Porter Moser, with his Final Four run a couple of years ago with Loyola Chicago. So absolutely some great names to bring up. Looking ahead to North Central basketball specifically, what sort of identity do you want to create with this team?
We want to play up tempo. I think that, with the athletes that we have over there, I think that, we want to we want to push the pace. And I think that's how every kid today wants to play anyway. And I think it's a way, honestly, too, when if you're fortunate enough to have 9 or 10 guys, when you're pressing and you're playing fast, that's just a way to get a lot more guys on the court. A lot more guys are going to be a lot tired quicker. So I definitely think that's a way to be able to play guys, keep guys happy. And the other deal, I think that, so as far as up tempo and, we want to be known as defensively. I mean, we want to play passing lanes. We want to get steals. We want to get deflections. And again, I think that just kind of creates, easier opportunities for us. And again, I think using our speed, using our quickness, using our athleticism.
I think Panther fans are going to be, well, I'm sure they're more than excited to see a fellow Panther alum returning in the head coaching role, but to also be a mentor for guys on this team, especially guys like Leland Walker, who, has high hopes himself. I know he's been mentioned already as, a potential candidate for Mr. Basketball in 2022. What are you looking forward to specifically with working with some of these kids?
I just think getting to know them. I just think that, I think that they all have aspirations of playing in college and playing professionally. But I think really just, I think it's I think as a coach, I think the great thing about it is that seeing how these guys, from year to year, and then obviously when they leave your program, just the maturity to things that they handle in life, to, being able to come back and having those experiences and coming back talking to our younger guys. So, that's what I look forward to. But again, being a township kid, being 4 years at North Central, I'm just excited to kind of just get back and being around the community, hearing that Panther roar at, during when you make a big run or you get that dunk, I'm excited about that. So, even though it probably sounds kind of kiddish, but, those are things that I just remember. But so really just kind of just getting back and kind of just really just enjoying the community, enjoying this crowd.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I know the North Central community, they're more than thrilled to be seeing you coming back in the head coaching position. And Jason, thanks again for your time today, and hopefully looking forward to seeing you on the sidelines this basketball season.
Thank you.
There is no better way to start a football game than this.
Block! Just the kicker to beat. Hamilton using it past the 20. Richard Hamilton to the end zone.
I don't know who we're playing, but they better be ready because the Center Grove Trojans are coming.
The field makes the grab at the 40. Donovan McCauley past the 30. One man to beat. Donovan McCauley all the way in.
The streak is finally over, man! The streak is finally over!
Oh my goodness, this game always delivers.
Choose a luxury vehicle as unique as you at TomWood.com.
Thank Colin Pop Jones. Cumberland, this is Kyle speaking.
The pizza's here!
The MIC Network Game of the Week is a proud product of FrontRunner Media's Next Generation Initiative. Thanks to FrontRunner, The MIC Network Game of the Week allows students around the MIC to get hands-on experience while working alongside media professionals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the hard-working students that make it possible. The MIC Network, led by students, powered by champions.
Welcome back inside Dwayne Bell Stadium, side of your first MIC Network Game of the Week of the 2020 season. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside I have Daryl Morton Jr., Josh Ayen, as our end zone reporter down on the field. 48-27, the 11th ranked Lawrence North Wildcats leading the 4th ranked Avon Orioles at half. And Daryl, now that we have finally caught our breath from all of those fireworks going off in the first half, what did you see there as we take a look at some of the highlights that you enjoyed from Lawrence North?
What did I see? I saw that guy right there, McCauley, running right through the middle, getting the touchdown. Actually, the defense played well. The offense for Lawrence North scored on every possession they had. And again, in a variety of ways. We saw fake punts. We saw guys, getting loose, and receivers, blown coverages. We saw everything. Again, if you're Lawrence North and you're the coaching staff over there, everything has worked. It's a great night.
It is a great night. The DJ's jamming, the fireworks are going off, but the Orioles are ranked in the top 5 for a reason, and they have Henry Hesson at quarterback. He already has 4 touchdown strikes in this first half. From Avon, what would you like to see from them in that second half to maybe get back into this game?
Well, I think the one thing that everyone wants to see is they got to be able to slow down the Lawrence North attack. But again, like you mentioned, Hesson, they have a squad over there too, undefeated last year. They can put up the points very quickly as well. So again, 48-27 right now. This game could really, really turn into a high-scoring affair, even more so than it is right now.
Talked about Coach Mark Bless for Avon, looking for a win number 85 during his tenure with the Orioles, and going to have to come from behind here in this second half if he's going to accomplish that. And Coach Mallory, what's on the line for him? Maybe the start to his first winning season as a Lawrence North head football coach. We've seen the Wildcats trending upward for some time, but now we're going to take the time to sit it down to our end zone reporter, Josh Ayen, who will have an around the MIC score. All the schools playing tonight.
Thanks, guys. Aside from this offensive shootout between Lawrence North and Avon, 6 other teams around the MIC are in action tonight. Let's start over on the west side. Ben Davis, a young, inexperienced Giants team, getting throttled by Brownsburg, losing, 31-0. Meanwhile, some state title contenders, the reigning 6A state champs, Carmel, taking care of business at Plainfield, leading 28-0 at the half. Center Grove, the reigning state runners up, leading over Decatur Central 42-7. That one is also at the half. And meanwhile, North Central at home in their home opener is leading Fishers High School 20-6. We'll be seeing the Fishers Tigers next week, as well as the Pike Red Devils, who are in a defensive battle against Zionsville. They lead that one 6-3 at the half. So for the most part in these HCC and MIC matchups, the MIC is holding their own in this one. And are just minutes away from the second half of this MIC and HCC showdown between Lawrence North and Avon. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Josh. And I tell you what, outside of the players and the coaches on the field, Josh is the hardest working man down there, going end zone to make sure he captures the essence of what's going on there on the field for each touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's something new that we threw in this year. And I'll tell you what, he is doing a tremendous job night one. We'll see how he feels tomorrow because he's certainly putting in the work tonight.
I sure hope he stretched before he went out there. A couple stats for you guys from this first half of action. Donovan McCauley, 3 passing touchdowns through the air, 1 rushing touchdown on the ground. That's how we started out with a 15-yard rushing score from him. Omar Cooper, 2 touchdowns through the air. Wallace Stovall for Avon with 3 scores through the air, courtesy of Henry Hesson, who has 4 touchdowns so far in this first half, and Joe Hall rounding out the last score with one of his own. Richardson and Hegler both with a touchdown on the ground apiece, and that's just the first half. 12 minutes on the clock. Let's run it back.
I'll tell you what, those are great stats for, like you say, a couple games for some guys, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. But if you're Lawrence North, The Orioles can put up points very fast. We discussed it. Let's see if they come out here on this first possession and see what the defense does.
Lots with the ball. Teed up on the 40. So far had a near perfect night, only one blocked extra point. Pops this one up, fielded by Hall at the 10. Looking to his right, cutting back to the middle of the field, dragging Wildcats with him as he falls forward up to the 30-yard line. And that is where Avon will start their second half of action. And this is something where the Orioles are going to have to hit a quick play and get a touchdown on this first drive to really set the tone, I would say.
They have to do that. I mean, they're going to have to put the ball in the air. I mean, I know they have a pretty versatile attack, but you have to really get some big plays, as you did in the first half, to really, let Lawrence North know that you're still here.
We'll see what defensive adjustments, if any, have been made for Lawrence North. Hesson in the shotgun. McCray to his left. 4 men down for Lawrence North. Hesson stepping up, looking right side, has some time, tucks it, gets around the edge, and just crosses over to the 35-yard line. Gain of 5.
I'll tell you what, the secondary played tremendous defense there, which, made Hesson pull the ball in, but you got to be able to contain him a little bit better. You can't give up 11 yards, or actually 8 yards.
Hurry up here, hand off to McCray, big hole right side, bouncing to the 40, being upended by a pair of Wildcats. Going to be a first down, however, for the Orioles.
McCray on the carry to Avon, down near the 40-yard line.
Give up 6 yards to Hesson in the next 5 first down, 2 plays. The Ellen defense has got to do a better job than that.
First down, Avon.
Oh,
there's a big
the
jump
penalty
there for the Orioles. Again, that offensive line has not been in sync tonight. Seen a couple false starts and a bad snap, and now another one here, it looks like. But how about that on the last play? Dallas Jett made the tackle out there at the cornerback spot. He is the backup quarterback for Lawrence North.
Wow. We talked about having versatile guys that can do a lot of different things.
Hesson going to be in the shotgun position. McCray just to his left. 3 receivers top of your screen. Hall isolated at the bottom. Hand off McCray. Looking to get to the edge. Breaks one tackler. Bring him back the other way. Hesson lead block. And finally going to be dropped down by Lawrence North. And once again, it was Anthony Hughes coming up with the tackle, but still a first down rumble for Avon.
I'll tell you what, you're talking about making something out of nothing there. He had nothing on the right side and just bounced it back, picked up positive yards. Again, the sticks move.
Keeping those feet moving. Anthony Hughes coming up that play, playing that deep safety spot. Haven't seen Trayvon Hatchett back in the game for Lawrence North after suffering that injury, as McCray again looking left side. Fundamental defense there from Lawrence North, as he just a gain of 3. Wildcats not letting him get to the edge. Once again, Avon choosing to play quickly, then play slowly. They're just playing at whatever pace they would choose.
They are establishing the pace.
Hesson under pressure, looking left side. He'll tuck it himself again, push the ball forward up to the 38-yard line, and that's going to be close for a first down, and I believe it will be.
I'll tell you what, again, the secondary is playing good defense because he has nothing down there, but when he has that time to scramble around and just try to find something and make plays out of nothing and picking up first downs, something's going to happen on the LN side to kind of control that a little bit better.
Hesson, a guy, not necessarily a runner, but can beat you with his legs, not afraid to scramble out of the pocket when needed.
He takes what the defense will give him.
Handoff to McCray, a delayed handoff, and he's going to be stood up there on the line. Once again, that Lawrence North defense coming up big. First 2 was Jaden Freeney. Freeney playing inside there with Larry Hughes. Been a nice tandem for the Wildcats tonight.
Definitely has tonight.
2nd and 9. Slower pace here. Play action. Hesson avoiding contact and then finally being dropped. This one, Larry Harris getting to and just shot out of a cannon on that play.
They bring in the sneaky pressure.
Hesson never had a chance there. He was ducking for his life as Hughes got right through to him. Going to bring up a 3rd and long. Right here, play action, nowhere to go. The Wildcats are all on that one. Amari Freeland and Larry Hughes both there. Hesson under duress, throwing one deep to Hall, and that's going to be incomplete. Made him turn the other way.
I'll tell you what, if he has a little bit more time, he's going to throw a better ball down there and perhaps even get a score, but he was under duress on that throw.
I think Hesson had to rush that a little bit. As you see Hall kind of limping back to the line, and Avon looks like going for it here on 4th down. They completed 1 4th and long in the first quarter, and a little more risky territory here near midfield.
Well, it's 48-27, and you haven't stopped them yet. I'd go for it as well.
Wildcats playing deep. Hughes staying at his own 25, deep safety.
Watch Hall.
Looking long for Hall. Hall dropping it at the last second. 3 Wildcats all over him as Hall had a good look, but Lawrence North
well, how
comes
about
up
that?
With the stop.
Hesson dropped it right there in between 3 Wildcats. The ball was right there. Just a little bit better defense by the Wildcats, but I'll tell you what, that's confidence right there. That's confidence.
Absolute confidence. And how about this? Dallas Jett, the corner, coming in from the backside, slapping it out of his hand right there. So Dallas Jett, a great slap away, but like you said, Hesson making a play.
Making a play. He absolutely trusts his receivers.
Turnover on downs for the Orioles. Lawrence North willing to get back on the touchdown train as the handoff goes to Hegler, and he stood up right at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. Peters, again, first 2 for Avon.
And, you know, like you said, we talked about this quarter so far. It feels like we've been cheated because we already had like 3 scores in the first half, in the first quarter by this time. So the game has definitely slowed down.
Hegler going to McCauley's right in the backfield. Cooper in motion. Handoff Cooper, gets to the edge, cutting inside, dropped right before the 50-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play.
Cooper at the end around, out near the 50-yard line.
That's just a different wrinkle in the offense that has been very successful for Lawrence North.
Definitely. When you get guys that can get out to the edge and make plays, I mean, that's a difference maker.
Brings up 3rd down and 5. Ball on the 48-yard line for Lawrence North.
This is big for the Oriole defense here.
Handoff Hegler, and he's stopped right at the line. That Oriole front 4 starting to get it done as Norochia, again, right there.
Well, this may be the stop that they needed to get them going here.
Well, how about that? We start out with a turnover on downs and now a 3 and out from Lawrence North. First time that Wildcat offense couldn't get going tonight. Again, Beatty dropping back. And Beatty, an end-over-end kick, takes a nice Wildcat hop. McCray looks to field it and does, and he gets dropped right at the 18-yard line.
I'll tell you what, those are always dangerous to field in that case because it can only go bad, you know.
As there is a flag down on the play right at the 45-yard line. Looks like going to be a holding call, possibly against Avon here, so that could get tacked on to the end of the return. So deep field position here for Avon. Going to be starting deep in their own territory. Well, the MIG Network welcomes the Tom Wood Automotive Group as our newest partner, and if you're looking for a new Nissan, Toyota, Lexus, or one of the other 9 brands that they sell, let the exceptional team at Tom Wood help you find your next car or keep the car you now drive in tip-top shape. Check out all their locations at tomwood.com. So ball going to be placed on the 9-yard line. 1st and 10 after that penalty for Avon, but 2 stops by the defense as it seems like a whole different ballgame coming out of halftime.
Well, it looks like we know what the halftime speech was from both teams. Hey, you guys on defense, do something.
Well, how about that front 4 for Avon, really getting a push and not letting Hegler get 4 or 5 yards per carry. They're stopping him right at the line.
Really starting to get penetration.
Hesson with the handoff to McCray, makes the first man miss, gets to the secondary, and is dropped at the 20-yard line. 1st down, Avon.
A nice hard run by McCray there, picking up the 1st down.
So he's starting to get into the action a little bit more in this second half. He was really overshadowed by the passing in the first half by Avon. Three receivers, top side of your screen. McCray just to Hesson's right. Play action, looking, Stovall. Ball on the ground, going to be caught by Stovall just past the 30. And again, quick pitch and catch for a 1st down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Bless talked about, Hesson working on getting the ball out of his hands pretty fast. That was a rocket out of his hands there. I thought it was actually going to be short, but it was right on the money.
Hesson and Wallace Stovall have had the matchup all night long. Hesson handoff, McCray left side, cutting inside, and going to be dragged down by Ford, the sophomore, right at the line of scrimmage. So the Wildcat defense ready for that one. I'll tell you what, once the Orioles get Carmelo Mitchell and Remington Gall back, the outside receiving core, that's going to be tough to guard.
It really is.
Hesson stepping up and sliding down wisely. Pair of Wildcats waiting for him right at the line of scrimmage.
Very smart play. No need to take a lick if you don't have to.
And just like that, 3rd and 10 for Avon with 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And a much slower pace to this half.
I tell you, I thought we were looking at a 70 to 50 game. Not so fast.
Still plenty of football to be played. Hesson, again under pressure, rolling left. Keeping his head up, finds Hall, who drops out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. 1st down, Avon.
I'll tell you what, he almost broke that.
And how about these 2 receivers, Wall Stovall and Joe Hall, just absolutely making plays for Henry Hesson.
Boom, he just shakes that, and I tell you, great hands by that young man.
Three receivers, bottom of the screen. Hesson looking, left side, looking for a Hall, had the stop and go, and just couldn't quite get on his horse quick enough to get to that one. Hesson just overthrowing.
Just overthrows him again, but it's there. It is definitely there.
You can see the little stutter there from Hall, who looks absolutely gassed after that 1st down grab. They're looking back for him and just didn't have enough in the tank to get to that one.
Yeah, well, we knew he would be pretty much featured tonight, with the other guys out. I mean, he's actually been a part of a lot of the big plays tonight on behalf of the Orioles.
That could have been 6. 2nd and 10. Handoff McCray, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield by Lawrence North, Amari Freeland.
And the ball got loose, but they're going to say he was down, so the Orioles will maintain possession of the football.
But moving backward to their own territory now, ball on the 45-yard line. 3rd and 15 for Avon.
Sounds like Hall time to me.
And now looks like having officials timeout here. Ford had his shoulder pad a little up there. Everyone can catch their breath for just a second. A big third down play could be 2-down territory again for Avon. They went for it last time. The defense made the stop that they needed.
Well, your defense is playing well, so it affords you the opportunity to go for it on 4th down if you need to.
Hesson over the middle for Hull, and you called it, DMJ. Ball just coming out there at the end of Hull, able to corral it, ball down at the 32-yard line. First down, Avon.
I'll tell you what, every quarterback has that one receiver that they absolutely trust in making big plays, and I tell you what, we can see tonight that for Hesson it's definitely Hall.
Hall standing at 6'3", 200 pounds, a nice big frame to find. Cruising over the middle. Again, looking for Hall. Out route, running over a man. Bear crawling down to the 20-yard line. First down, give him some more. Joe Hall and the Orioles. And just like that, Wildcat defense thought they could get off the field. Orioles said not so fast. Getting into the red zone now for Avon. Hesson looking left side, feels the pressure, rolling left, and just drops to the 25-yard line. Another sack on the play for Lawrence North, Danny Royster.
And that's what they have to do. They have to make him uncomfortable, you know, because he's just sitting back there and picking them apart and finding Hall down the field on these last couple of plays here. So, again, you got to make him move and make him uncomfortable.
Again, going to be 2nd and 15, 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Hesson, handoff McCray, left side, has some space, hurdles a man, gets to the 15-yard line. Big play there for Avon. Still looking at third down. And now Avon wants to push the tempo.
Hurry things up here.
After a big play, you always see them just push it a little bit quicker. Hall isolated on the outside. Top of your screen, keep an eye on that. Hesson looking that way. Rolling right side off his back foot, has a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Wallace Stovall. Again, Wallace Stovall with his 4th touchdown reception of the evening from 25 yards out.
I'll tell you what, again, you give Hesson time, and again, late. The pressure came late, but by that time it was already too late. Stovall opening the end zone, touchdown. And again, this game is not over yet.
Nowhere close. And it's back down to a 2-possession ball game. Orioles thinking about looking for a 2-point conversion. It looks like opting for the extra point just to get this to a 14-point ball game. That would put them right back on course for just a 2-score game. Again, Carson Holmer gets this one up, and that was a point of emphasis at halftime. So 48-34 is your score. We're going to send it down to our end zone reporter. Well, what car company gives you a choice of some of the best auto brands? It's the Tom Wood Automotive Group with 12 brands including Honda, Ford, and Volvo. You are sure to find the car you're looking for. Find out how easy it is to buy your next car at tomwood.com. And let's drive with the team that drives high school sports.
Lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Almost 10 minutes into the second half, but Avon right back in this one. Down by 14, 48-34, thanks in large part to Henry Hesson and Wallace Stovall. Great play on that touchdown play. Henry Hesson facing pressure and doing all that he could to buy some time. Great improvisation work by Hesson to find an open Stovall, who broke free from his defender to bring in touchdown number 4 on the day. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. Once again, Stovall, 4 touchdowns on the day as we see a little kick out of bounds here as Bandy couldn't quite get enough on it. Ball going to go out of bounds. That'll be illegal procedure as Lawrence North going to get this ball with great starting field position.
I'll tell you what, again, 48-34, you know, Lawrence North is still got to put some offense up on the points up on the board tonight. Because, again, what we've seen from Avon in the second half, they're definitely coming. Defense is playing better, and the offense is just picking up where they left off.
Ball going to be spotted right on that 42-yard line where it dropped out of play for Lawrence North as Wildcats went 3 and out on their first drive of this second half. Back up to a 2-possession ball game, so Wildcats going to need a little bit extra juice here in the third quarter with just 2:14 to go. Three receivers, top of your screen, empty backfield for Donovan McCauley. Hughes goes in motion. McCauley looking that way, taking it left side. And McCauley still has it. Now rolling right under some pressure. Needs to get upfield, and he does. But he'll be brought down for a loss of 1 on the play. The Orioles all over this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, he covered a lot of territory to pick up no yards.
The Orioles were not fooled. Josh Jones sealed the edge right here. Big number 40 coming in. And there was nowhere for McCauley to go. Finally was able to work his way upfield. Just nowhere to go. 2nd and 10. McCauley, quick shoot out to Hughes. Makes him one-man miss and brought down by Jones at the 47-yard line.
So a nice quick out there. Now again, it's going to put them in 3rd down. You know, this is a huge play for the Avon defense. Also, LN. I mean, you can't if you give the ball right back to these guys because they are actually playing at their pace right now.
This Orioles defense definitely making a stand. McCauley looking out to Hughes again. Gets upfield past the 45, and Anthony Hughes off to the races. 6 points for Lawrence North. A 53-yard strike to Anthony Hughes.
That's one of those situations, again, where easy tackles were not made right there by the Orioles. As we see the replay here, McCauley just looks over and finds Hughes there, and Hughes just comes right down the line there, the sideline, and there was nobody in front of him. Easy touchdown. I mean, the Lawrence North touchdowns tonight have all looked pretty easy.
Again, making a man miss an open space. That's what you've seen a lot of in this ball game, reminiscent to the first half as Lawrence North looking to tack on the extra point, get this one to 55. Points starting to add up here, and Donovan McCauley just racking up the scores. 5 touchdowns on the night as that one drops in 55-30 for Josh A. And I hope he got his running shoes on tonight and got down to the other end zone. We're going to send it down to him. What'd you see on that one?
Well, guys, we talked about Omar Cooper all first half, but how about Anthony Hughes? I'm sure Avon did not have him on the scouting report. The big catch and run right there, 53 yards. Some great blocking downfield, too, by Ellen to set up that touchdown run as well. Avon was very sour in the dust right there. Where was the backside contain? That was the biggest question mark on that touchdown run right there. And with that touchdown run right there, Ellen is in full control. A little less than 13 minutes away from going 1-0 on the season. Guys, back to you.
Well, the MIG Network would like to welcome Tom Wood Automotive Group as our newest partner. If you're looking for a new Nissan, Toyota, Lexus, or one of the other 9 brands they sell, let the exceptional team at Tom Wood help you find your next car or keep the car you now drive in tip-top shape. Check out all their locations at tomwood.com. Well, just like that, it felt like Avon was turning the tide on the game. Thought they were coming up with a defensive stop. One missed tackle changes it all as the party continues here at Lawrence North High School.
And like you said, they played good defense the entire quarter. and one play changed things. And so they're back in the same hole that they were in at halftime. So, again, back to the drawing board. The same thing, just move the ball down the field at your pace. The problem is we're about to head into the fourth quarter, so the time is not going to be their friend here going forward.
55 points on the board for Lawrence North. That's how many they put last year in their season opener up on Perry Meridian. They won that one 55-0. This one, a little different ball game and maybe a little bit more impressive as creeping up on a record for Coach Mallory. The most points in the Pat Mallory era for Lawrence North is 65 points. Lawrence North won 65-47 against Brownsburg back in 2015. So could be sneaking up on that record as Lott shoots this one down to the 5. Jones with it. Crafty player here for Avon, working past the 30, up to the 40-yard line before finally dragging out of bounds at that 38-yard line. Good starting field position again for Avon as Jaden Jones, the sophomore, getting it done.
And I want to go back to what you were just talking about in Lawrence North, the possibility of them setting some records here. Avon's a good team. I mean, this is a great measuring stick for the Wildcats tonight to come out and see what you have against this team that was so good last year, ranked number 4, like we've talked about. Lawrence North is impressive. I mean, a lot of teams, a lot of people didn't think that this team would be this good. Again, it's just week 1, but we'll see what these Wildcats have for the rest, in the coming weeks.
We have 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Wildcats will be leading heading into the fourth. We'll see what Henry Hesson has in store with these Orioles. Looking right side, finding Stovall, and he'll be dropped at the 44-yard line. Short completion there for Avon. And again, just easy pitch and catch here between those two. We've seen that time and time again in this ball game. Nearing 10 seconds to go in the quarter. See if we can get one more play off for the end of the third. Orioles are not in any hurry, and it looks like that's how we will enter the fourth quarter, with the Lawrence North Wildcats leading the Avon Orioles 55-34. It has been all Lawrence North in this one, but still a lot of really good football and maybe some records still to come in the fourth here on your MIC Network Game of the Week.
You are not permitted onto the track.
At Tom Wood, we believe you can't put a price on peace of mind, so we don't. With Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage, you're protected for unlimited miles and unlimited time, all at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
The MIC Network Game of the Week is a proud product of Frontrunner Media's Next Generation Initiative. Thanks to Frontrunner, the MIC Network Game of the Week allows students around the MIC to get hands-on experience while working alongside media professionals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the hard-working students that make it possible. The MIC Network, led by students, powered by champions.
Welcome back to Dwayne Bell Stadium, and it's our first fourth quarter action here in the 2020 season. DMJ, I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside we have Josh Ayan down on the sideline as well, and I tell you what, I'm excited for fourth quarter action here in the state of Indiana. High school football at its finest. Lawrence North right now having their way with the Avon Orioles, up 55-34.
I think we were all happy to be here, fourth quarter football, because we didn't think it was going to happen this year, but we're happy it's here, and this is a good game. Good opener.
2nd and 6 for Avon, and a flag down on the play. And again, it looks like Avon going to move backwards. False start. Going to be their fourth penalty on their offensive line in this one. And just that early season rust that you see for most teams.
Yeah, when they go back and look at the film on this game, they'll see some things that they can certainly clean up to help them along the way. They are a good team. But, Lawrence North is a lot better than what people thought, people gave them credit for.
A couple score updates for you guys. Pike leading Zionsville 20-17 in the fourth quarter there. And North Central leading Fishers 33-20 in the fourth quarter. Hesson dropping back, rolling right side, looking downfield, keeps it himself, pushed out of bounds by Warren for a gain of 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's one way to keep the ball out of Hall's hands.
Third down and 7.
3rd and 7 for Avon as they trail by 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Certainly, we know this is going to be 4 downs here. They got to move the ball. Looks like LN's about to bring the pressure here.
3 receivers, bottom of your screen.
At least they're going to fake it.
Quick switch with Aiden Chavez and Joe Hall on the outside. Stovall, one-on-one top side. That's where he's looking, and it's out of the hands of Stovall before Hillman lays the boom on him. Incomplete.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the easiest ones he had tonight. He just kind of misjudged that, bounced in and out of his hands. Maybe took his eyes off it. Let's look at the throw here. Definitely right there. Just didn't make the play there. So
big hit there from Hillman. Tell you what, could have been a first down though for the Orioles. We've seen a couple drop passes on both sides from the Wildcats and the Orioles.
So it's not 4 down territory. They're definitely going to bring in the punter to get rid of this.
I think they moved the ball back too far. They need to get this back to the right spot on the 41-yard line for Avon. And they have brought the punter on, Carson Holmer. Hasn't had a busy night, but has been productive when he has come out. And gets this one off cleanly. Booming kick. Gonna drop back, take a Wildcat hop. Before sitting down right at about the 23-yard line. So the Wildcats getting it back with a 21-point advantage early in this fourth quarter, and I tell you what, a score here might put this one away.
Yeah, but I think what we're going to see is that variety of the running attack that Coach Mallory talked about. He has all these different options. I think we're going to see everything here because they don't need points right now. They just need the clock to kind of wind down.
So far, Avon has done a nice job at stifling that run in the fourth quarter in this second half. So we'll see what the playbook looks like for the Wildcats. Hegler in the ballgame, as well as Montgomery, the tight end. Usually he used as a lead blocker. And this time McCauley fakes it, makes one guy miss, looking to make leaper does, and he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage. Avon swarming to him.
Again, you know, he's working very hard to get 1 or 2 yards. That's a lot of work.
Here's the question, how conservative will Lawrence North be with this clock as well?
Yeah, I thought they would be conservative on that first play, but again, they still have their foot on the gas here.
Play clock at 10. McCauley, handoff to Hegler, and nearly gets the edge. Gets dragged down at the 26-yard line. Just a gain of a couple before Peters brought him down, and now an official's timeout for Peters, who kind of got his legs wrapped up underneath him. So we're going to take a quick break here from Dwayne Bell Stadium. Lawrence North leading 55-34 in your MIC Network game of the week.
Same color, same price. The difference? The Tom Wood vehicle is a better value because it comes with our exclusive lifetime powertrain coverage at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Well, the game you're watching, all the games this season are brought to you by the generous support from Tom Wood Automotive Groups, Papa John's, and the Marriott East Hotel, Brand Visions, as well as Front Runner Media. Please support these companies because they continue to support high school athletics. As we see Peters up under his own power, which is good to see for Avon. Hopefully we'll see him back on the field shortly. 3rd and 7 for Lawrence North. Low snap, McCauley looking right side, scrambling back to his left, wide open field ahead of him. Now dropping back, throwing off his back foot, out of bounds, and going to be incomplete.
And he took a big hit after he delivered that. So that's the one thing you can avoid by turning and handing it off to one of your running backs. But again, Lawrence North is playing, again, with their foot on the gas, just trying to really move the ball up and down the field as they've done all night long. So
you see right here, number 37, the linebacker, Sam Shockley, a senior, able to lay the hit on him, apply that pressure, and force a punt here from Lawrence North. McCray standing near his own 40. Could be great starting field position for Lawrence North.
They're missing a guy out there on defense, looks like from LN.
And Coach Mallory going to take a timeout here. As Lawrence North, like you said, only a 10 men out on the field, and this is all the things that you see in a first game.
You see little things, like I said, little things from Lawrence North. Not many little things, but that one there certainly can be cleaned up.
Well, we'll take another quick break. Once again, Lawrence North leading 55-34 for the Orioles. Man, big stop.
Thank you, calling Pop John's Cumberland. This is Kyle speaking.
The pizza's here.
Back here with David Beatty punting this one away. Only seen him punt a couple times. McCray fields it on one hop. Looking left side, drops to the ground, and finally Ford gobbles him up at the 40-yard line. And how cool was that, DMJ, to see Donovan McCauley as a runner on the far side sprinting down the field?
Well, I'll tell you what, that again, they have versatile guys out here that can do a lot of different things. That was really cool.
A close game out there in the MIC. Pike leading Zionsville 26-17. Just 5 minutes to go in that one, and North Central starting to pull away from Fishers, up by 20 late in the fourth quarter there.
Coach Etch trying to get the first win on the new field out there at Pike High School.
Yeah, we've seen a couple new fields in the MIC as well, as we can't wait to get out a couple of those stadiums. 55-34. Orioles in need of a touchdown, and maybe even have to start getting crafty with some onside kicks. Handoff to Jones. Has a seam on the left side. Big hole. One man to beat, and Wharton able to pull him down at the 43-yard line, but still a first down into Wildcat territory for the sophomore.
I'll tell you what, again, there is still time with the, like I said, with the potency in this Avon offense, but they've got to score pretty quickly.
And the Orioles are playing with some sense of urgency. Same play, handoff Jones, again a hole, as he drops himself down at the 33-yard line, close to a first down.
Well, I'd run it again. I mean, if you're picking up that many yards, just keep running the thing till they stop it.
See Jones pulling at that left leg, and now McCray going to come in and switch positions with him. And we'll see, it is same play. McCray finding the same hole.
And he's gone.
And he's looking down the sideline. Wharton just shoving him out at the 5-yard line. First and goal, Orioles.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, keep running the play. If they can't stop it, they can't do it, just keep running it. He just gets sprints there, and he just gets knocked out there.
They're running behind that big left tackle of Blake Fisher.
Do you run it again?
They sure do. And nearly gets in down at the 1-yard line. And just on the call, Blake Fisher down in the end zone.
We talked about Blake Fisher, the big guy, 6'6", 380. So he's opened up those last 3 holes on those last 3 plays there. But again, he's down in the end zone. Let's hope he's okay.
He is down there, and we're going to take a quick break while he is attended to. We'll come back on 2nd and goal for the Orioles looking to strike.
Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Welcome back to McNetwork Game of the Week. The 11th ranked Wildcats leading the 4th ranked Orioles 55-34 as Blake Fisher, the Notre Dame commit, walking off the field under his own power for the Orioles. Now Willem have to miss the next play coming up on 2nd and goal in what's been a run-heavy offense in this drive, and Orioles having their way with the Wildcat defense here.
Definitely are right now. Again, they were running off of Fisher. I mean, those last 3 plays, and I mean, he did his job.
We'll see how quickly he gets back into the game as well. Hesson again out of the shotgun. McCray to his left. Hesson keeping himself on the ground, and it's recovered by 4 turnover. Avon Lawrence North coming up with a big takeaway.
Wow, and I tell you, that is huge for the Lawrence North defense there to come up with that turnover.
Another fumble.
I'll tell you, it's amazing how just a few things can change the complexion of the game, because again, with Fisher out there, they were having their way. And they tried to come back with some variation of the same play. Defense kind of reacted, and Hesson kind of lost control of the ball there, and here we go, Lawrence North taking over.
Well, we've seen 2 fumbles from Hesson, and one was on a weird snap and an interception as well. So this Lawrence North defense getting some takeaways. Handoff, Hegler, and just shoestring away from breaking a big one up to the 15-yard line.
Hegler the carry for the Wildcats, punches it out here within the 2-yard line.
Just when you thought it was going to be a 2-score ball game, that defense coming up big, and like you said, a lot of it due in part to Blake Fisher having come out of this game.
Absolutely. Again, you know, I think back to right before we were going to go into half where the Orioles had a chance to go down and get a score, and they would have gotten the ball back. But there was a turnover that kind of, you know, derailed that, and the same thing here, an opportunity to kind of really put some pressure on LN. LN comes up with a turnover again.
Again, handoff Hegler, hitting the backfield, and finally going to be brought down there by Shockley. He gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. I tell you, something I liked about that turnover, you saw Ford, the sophomore, a lot of times young guys try to pick it up and go to the house. He just dropped on it, secured it, got the turnover, got his offense back out on the field.
Absolutely, you're right. A lot of guys will try to pick that thing up, and then they're batting it around and then end up not getting anything out of it and having a conversation with the coach over there. Well, why don't you just jump on it like we practiced all week? Coach, you didn't see the end zone down here like I did.
Play action for McCauley stepping up. He wants it himself, making men miss, outrunning some defenses. McCauley past the 50. Finally being brought down from behind by Leighton Moore all the way down to the 38-yard line. First down, Donovan McCauley, and talk about wanting 6. He wanted it himself.
And I'll tell you what, improvise, adapt, overcome. We saw it all in that play right there. Great run by McCullough.
We see Josh Jones, the linebacker, down behind the player on the 35-yard line. Trainers coming out to him, so now would be a great time to ask you if you've had that shakaroni pizza yet from Papa John's. Papa John's are having bigger slices that are now available at all the central Indiana locations. So why not get your team together after the game and order the hot, delicious, sizzling Papa John's pizza of your choice. When you order, you're supporting those who support high school athletics, and that's what we like to call a better deal. Also, we'd like to take this time to thank the MIC athletic directors for their continued support of the MIC Network Game of the Week, as well as we'd like to thank the folks at Front Runner Media for providing video services for the Game of the Week, and also thanks to the MIC Network media team that's made up of students and participants in the Next Generation Initiative. And I tell you, that's something that's so cool. All around us, they're all students from the MIC.
Absolutely.
Putting on this production.
Yeah, but I can't get the shakaroni out of my head right now.
say, that sounds pretty good.
It does sound pretty good.
Good. We'll go for that as we see you see Josh Jones running off under his own power for Avon. We hope to see him back in the ball game as well, as this Lawrence North Wildcat team is rumbling and tumbling to maybe an opening night victory on the 2020 season.
I'll tell you what, the fireworks crew has had a pretty light second half.
I thought they were going to be down to sparklers there.
Yeah, exactly.
1st and 10. Montgomery in the game. Handoff Hegler. Madding going to get credit for the tackle at the 35-yard line for the Orioles as we near 7 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. That's Lawrence North taking some time off the clock here. Leisurely getting in the play call. This is where you expect to see a heavy dose of Hegler.
Absolutely here. I mean, 6:45 left in the game here.
Play clock at 3. And McCauley finally getting it there to Hegler. Gets to the outside, gets a huge block. As ball comes out there late, I'm going to say he was down and gets a gain of 3. And how about that? From the center, you saw Drayton Travis just pulling all the way in front.
Yeah, I mean, he got out there and led the convoy there.
A little surprised we haven't seen as much from Ollie Richardson, the sophomore. He got himself a touchdown there late in the first half. Haven't called his number in this second half.
Right, you know, like I said, you know, going into halftime, I'm sure the emphasis was on defense, and things have gotten a little bit tighter here in the second half on the defensive side for both teams. So we got a timeout here, Lawrence North.
Lawrence North using one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So we will take a quick break with them. 55-34, under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lawrence North looking like they're rolling to maybe their first victory of the 2020 season.
Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Another score update for you guys. Center Grove getting a final on Decatur Central, winning 56-14. So Center Grove, as advertised, taking down a very good Decatur Central team. Fake handoff there as McCauley keeps it himself left side and going backwards quickly and wisely. Getting out of bounds there. It just ran out of room. The Orioles were all over that one. Sam Shockley first 2.
I'll tell you, you know, he really works hard on every play. When he runs out of there, there was nothing there and they ran him out. But again, I'd like to see him not take so many hits, you know, when he, you know, has these broken plays. Sometimes you just get rid of the football.
McCauley rolling right side, taking it himself, bouncing outside, inside the 20, getting a couple blocks for tiptoeing out right at the 10-yard line. McCauley loves tucking it and running it, and now a little scuffle with a couple flags out there.
Forget everything I just said about him. I mean, that guy, let me tell you something. He is a spectacular quarterback to watch.
As we see a helmet come off there for Lawrence North as well.
A little chippy
like
out
David
there.
Beatty losing his helmet. And a couple flags out there. We'll see if this one's coming back or not.
Yeah, it's going to be against the Orioles. Oh, no, on both teams. Yeah, offsetting.
Looks like maybe a good call there from the officials. Offsetting penalties,
Yeah.
both teams getting into it.
That's the difference in baseball because somebody would have to go. We'd have had 3 or 4 guys already out of there.
Spoken like a true umpire.
Absolutely.
Right so going to be first and goal for Lawrence North from the 10 after the offsetting penalties. And they would ask, and you shall receive. Ollie Richardson now into the game for Lawrence North.
Let's see if they can hit the 60 mark.
Avon showing blitz. Richardson hitting the hole hard, but being pushed back.
Richardson on the carry.
Still gets a few. It's up to about the 8-yard line. A Shockley again. First 2.
Avon. 2nd and 9.
You could hear the crack of the
That
pads
was
from here.
it was a tremendous hit.
Another final for you. Carmel beating Plainfield 31-6. That was a game taken on late notice as well, and the Greyhounds looking like one of the premier teams in the state as well.
I'll tell you what, how about the athletic directors having to move around and pick up, games here and there at the last minute?
Handoff Richardson looking to get to the edge. One man to beat. He's going to reach and get in. Richardson with his second rushing touchdown from 8 yards out. How about that? Already matching his touchdown total from last season in his first game.
I'll tell you what, LN came to play tonight. I mean, again, we talked about it. Everybody's had the same abbreviated offseason. They look really good tonight. This is a really good-looking football team, and the other team should watch out for these Wildcats.
A small note here, McCauley is the holder as well for the extra point. So if you ever wanted to possibly throw a fake in there on an extra point, you do have your playmaker quarterback as the holder.
That's impressive.
So 62-34. We haven't had as much scoring here in the second half. I'm sure Josh saw something we can take away from that. We're going to send it down to Josh A.
And Lawrence North very own Brian White.
Ollie Richardson with the exclamation point on an outstanding offensive clinic for the night for Lawrence North. They now lead 62-34, and a great run by Ollie Richardson, too, on that last run, following his blockers on that outside zone. Got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line, too, clearing the way for Richardson in touchdown number 2. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. And tell you what, Darryl, we're over here admiring the fireworks going off, and I bet you they had to go out and get some more with how the pace that we were on in the first half. And we haven't seen as much of that. The team's been taking care of the football and running the clock, and good, solid Indiana football.
Definitely, and like I said, Avon's had opportunities to kind of make it closer and give themselves a shot to kind of get it back in this game. But the untimely turnovers have kind of really, they shot themselves in the foot at this point with 4:35 left in the game. What do you have left? Let's see what they're made of here. I mean, it's still an opportunity to go out and run plays and get better at something.
And we cannot stress this enough. Avon is a very good football team as well, and they're only going to get better once they get Carmelo Mitchell back and Remington Gall on that offensive side of the ball back. So this is a team to look out for in the HCC. Avon and Brownsburg have had a nice rivalry going as Brownsburg easily handled Ben Davis in this one. So that's a matchup to look forward to in the future.
Yeah, that's going to be that's always a good game, Avon and Brownsburg.
Hall inside the 10, he'll field it and be dragged out around the 25-yard line. And now we have a late flag coming in. And we'll see, this could be unsportsmanlike on the Orioles. It looks like Josh Jones maybe had some extra words there for Armand Hillman. But Avon going to be at home against Ben Davis in week 2. They'd lost 4 in a row to Ben Davis before winning the last 2 contests against the Giants. That could be an interesting matchup next weekend.
It really could be. We're not sure what Ben Davis, what kind of team they have yet. And tonight, getting blown out tonight, it's looking pretty good for Avon.
Well, Lawrence North going to go on the road, take on Marion. They've faced them in the last couple seasons, week 2.
The Giants.
And that is an opponent that they have handled as well in years past. But not a team you can overlook, as then in week 3, you'll have Lawrence North at Lawrence Central.
That's always a great, fun game.
So you saw Lawrence North finally breaking the streak at the end of last season. They were able to break through, take down Lawrence Central 14-7, the first round of sectionals before eventually losing to Warren Central in the sectional championship. But this could be the year that Lawrence North breaks through and wins that sectional.
I mean, that would be a huge accomplishment for this team in this program here.
Under 5 minutes to play, 62-34. Wildcats have almost doubled up the Orioles. As McCray looking right side, and he'll be shoved out at the 27-yard line. First down, Avon, as they're still out there with their starters playing.
Well, it's one of those situations where you set all summer and get them out there, get them reps. You need reps.
Absolutely, that's something that each team looking to do. You never know which game might be your last.
You never know.
As you can ask the Lawrence North basketball team about that one.
Wow.
Last year.
Yes. We were all there, man, when all that went down. It's unfortunate. I'll tell you what, Lawrence North had a guy on that team that played pretty well that saved the game. He's actually playing quarterback tonight.
As well as Omar Cooper was playing out his mind on that Jack Kiefer-led basketball team, and a team that many had favored to maybe go all the way.
We saw some good basketball. It was some good basketball. But tonight we're seeing some good football.
Absolutely. Once again, Lawrence North on top of the 4th-ranked team in the state. The Wildcats looking like maybe a top 5 team of their own right. McCray getting to the edge again and rushing for a first down. Just to give you an idea on how strong this MIC could look like this year, Center Grove, #1 team in the state. Carmel, #2 ranked team in the state. Ben Davis was #5. Warren Central, #6. They won't have a game until week 3 against North Central. North Central ranked 10th. Lawrence North came in 11th. So of those teams, you had 4 of them getting wins in the MIC. Warren Central obviously not playing, and Ben Davis the only loss in that top 11 for the MIC.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, every year, we see these teams ranked like that. I mean, this is the best conference. And the other schools or the conferences like to come in and take shots at them. And this was actually Avon's chance to come in here and prove what they have. And again, Avon is a good team. But Lawrence North has gotten better. And again, other teams better not overlook this Wildcat team this year.
And what a way to put the state on notice if you're Lawrence North. To start the year off with maybe a win here over Avon, a team highly respected, have some big-time recruits, have a great quarterback and great linemen as well. I mean, a team that is full of stars. And that's something that you wouldn't be able to do if you had their last year schedule of, facing Perry Meridian first and then Marion. It's the type of game that Lawrence North really needs to let people know that they are legit this year.
Definitely. We came out and we scored the first 6 times on this team that was undefeated last year. That's who we are this year. So they're letting people know.
Again, hand off to McCray up the middle. He's still chugging away.
Ball is on the ground, or is he?
Hughes is able to come in for the tackle right there on the 30-yard line. Clock will continue to run inside of 4 minutes now. As the Wildcats can feel this one. A great turnout here. The limited amount of seating. Fans really showing out for their support for Lawrence North Athletics, as well as Avon Athletics, opposing side.
Great fans. The officials here at Lawrence North have done a tremendous job tonight, keeping everyone safe.
Whoa. And a huge hit. Ball comes out. And they're going to say he was down. Huge hit.
Wait a minute. He was up or was he down? He was both on that play. I mean, wow. But that's one of the reasons why.
Well, McCray is still down. This could be a huge loss for Avon, as he is still down on the play, and Fisher's a little slow getting up himself.
Well, I tell you, look at the play. Look at here, he goes up. And at that point, he just He's just
Leonard
thrown
Wharton
down.
laying the boom.
And that's one thing, you know, my brief career playing football, my coach would say, never jump, because it can only go bad after that.
Royster was in on that. A pair of Wildcats just picking up McCray there.
He just kind of got up in the air there, and it's just a bad thing, bad sign. Hopefully he's okay. He's walking off.
A huge hit there.
Yes.
Lawrence North, and really capping off the game there as McCray was still running hard, trying to get as many yards as he could. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Or excuse me, 3rd down and 7 for Avon. As McCray exit Jane Jones, the sophomore, in. He's had a good day, showing his potential. Only a sophomore in the backfield. Future looks bright for Avon.
They definitely have a bright future.
And there goes Jones, dragging forward with them, close to the 35-yard line. And again, some pushing afterwards.
It's one of those situations where you have the lead, there's no need for that.
I'm sure they were just making dinner arrangements for
Probably.
after the game.
Probably talking about that shakaroni.
Well, we'll see it here. It looks like it was going to be 4th down, and now with the penalties, we'll see if we're going to have offsetting ones
That's
again.
got to be offsetting.
Coming out.
That's got to be offsetting there.
We could hear Coach Mallory telling his guys you can't get kicked out of the game. Anyway, no love lost here between these two teams. As both coaches out on the field now.
Yeah.
Looking for an explanation. This is something you don't see too often.
Both head coaches out there trying to.
So once again, I want to remind you that the game you're watching, all the games this season are brought to you by the generous support from Tom Wood Automotive Groups, Papa John's, the Marriott East Hotel, Brand Visions, and Front Runner Media. Make sure you support these companies because they are supporting the high school athletics. The secret is out as well about Indianapolis' best hotel choices. The Marriott East team will make sure you are safe and secure during your stay with amenities like the Skylight Bistro and the Business Center. Everything you need is right there on site, and at the Marriott East, a great stay doesn't have to cost a great deal of money. The next time you need a hotel room or a safe place to hold your meeting, contact the folks at the Marriott East, located just off of Shadeland on 21st Street in Indianapolis. And tell you what, a long conversation here with Coach Mark Bless and Coach Pat Mallory. It's official. Finally making their moves.
Talking to the teams. They want both coaches. Look, talk to your guys. Look, let's settle this thing down. It's game 1. We've been off all summer. Let's just relax.
It is going to be, it's like offsetting penalties, which will bring up 4th down. As you see, Orioles all out there taking a knee, and Lawrence North defense out on the field as Coach Mallory talking to his guys as well.
And I like that. I like the fact the officials say, hey, look, just settle your guys down. I mean, we understand emotion, this game 1, but we are here to have fun.
And again, 62-34, Wildcats looking to get out of here with a victory without losing any players for maybe games to come. As we'll see the punter coming onto the field, Carson Holmer. You got to think the foot's going to come off the gas here if you're Lawrence North on this next possession.
Just turn and hand it off and get out of here with no injuries.
Holmer getting this one away. No one back to return. And it'll be down right at the 27-yard line. And what could be the final drive of this ball game. Wildcat offense coming out onto the field.
Spectators, please refrain from entering the track.
Avon does have 3 timeouts remaining.
They won't need them.
You need to call.
Once again, this is a team that, led by Donovan McCauley and Omar Cooper, are as dangerous as they come. You saw McCauley add to his touchdown total, ending with 5 scores on the day.
Wow.
Absolutely massive. 4 through the air, 1 on the ground when he started it out with a rush from 15 yards out. We've seen the big plays. We've seen big highlights as now Dallas Jet coming into the game, all the reserves in for Lawrence North. Starters still in the field here for Avon. And now a flag coming out there.
Yeah, that was kind of a pretty rough tackle there.
That got him around the neck.
May have touched the face mask a little bit too there.
Davion Hampton with the carry. One of those third running backs that Coach O'Malley has spoken so high of in his running game, his ability to do it. And tell you what, you think you might have 4 if you count Donovan McCauley using his legs, or Omar Cooper getting to the outside. There are a lot of guys that, I'll say, once they get out in open space, can really hurt the defense.
No, absolutely. I tell you, like you said, all the reserves in here. If you look back at the quarterback position, I mean, the size of the 2 quarterbacks is amazing. Size difference, I should say.
Hampton down right at the line of scrimmage. As things looks like have settled down with the reserves getting into the ball game, and looks like could be the final drive as we're ticking closer to under 2 minutes in this one. And DMJ, looks like the MIC is just as good as predicted this year, with a couple of their teams pulling out some big victories. At Center Grove pulling out a big win against Decatur Central. That was one that was supposed to be week 2. Both of their New Pal canceled, as well as Warren Central canceled. So they said, hey, let's just move it up to week 1. Yeah. Center Grove took care of business there, and a really good top 5 team in 5A, Decatur Central.
I'll tell you what, that's like you said, a credit to the ADs, you know, all around, being able to come up the last minute and make decisions and decide, you know, who can play where. I mean, that's huge. These games are already set, and so hopefully, you know, some of these teams can make some of these games up. I'm not sure if that's even possible, but it'd be great, you know, for teams to be able to play the same amount of games. But, you know, this year it's going to be kind of tough to do that. Absolutely,
it will be. Obviously, in the unique times that we're living in right now. But we're just happy to be out here given another opportunity.
I mean, it's almost back, you know, it feels somewhat normal a little bit, you know. Except for these masks that we're wearing. But
well, hey, final score for you guys. Another MIC team pulling out a win. Coach Etch taking down his former team in Zion. So they win 26-24.
Finally.
Pike Red Devils starting out with a victory.
Finally, Etch gets his old team.
So a big win for Pike, as they're going to be taking on Fishers, as Fishers fell to North Central pretty handily in their first round matchup. And that's a game that we will be covering next week on MIC Network Game of the Week.
Well, the last time Pike and Fishers played, it was ugly. I think like 36-0.
Yeah, that one was not as good, but this time around, I think the Red Devils and Coach Etch, led by Anthony Seidella, really have been on an upward trend
they have.
In the last couple years.
They definitely have.
A lot more energy around that program. You have guys like Xavier Simpson and Lamar Eccles on the outside. Very dangerous offense for the Red Devils, led by Kyron Montgomery on the defense as well. So clock finally hitting 0 here for Lawrence North, as they will win this one 62-34. 62 points put up as Lawrence North takes care of business here on their home opener against the Avon Orioles, and expect to see the Wildcats maybe jump a few spots in the polls.
I definitely think they will. And with the social distancing, looks like they may not shake hands. They're just going to spread out. The coaches do, and I like this.
Definitely a unique look here.
Definitely.
For these two teams, and meeting right there in the middle, spreading out, maintaining those social distancing measurements. Nice sign of respect for each other's. As we'll see Lawrence North exit the field with a big-time victory here at home, one that Wildcat Nation has been waiting on for a couple years.
This is, and again, what a way to open the season if you're Lawrence North. The fans got a treat. The people online watching this game, the stream, got a treat. We had a lot of points scored out here. We saw a tremendous offensive attack.
And a lot of them were done by Donovan McCauley as well. 5 touchdowns. He will be your MIC Network player of the game, and I think rightfully so. Took control of this game from the very beginning. He was the guy that started off with the 15-yard run. Then he found Omar Cooper a couple times, found Anthony Hughes there in the second half. I mean, he was just an absolute force to be reckoned with, as he is your MIC Network player of the game. Donovan McCauley, Josh has him.
Thanks, guys. Josh Ayen here with our MIC Network player of the game. Number 1, Donovan McCauley, dropping 62 on the Avon Orioles. But, Donovan, before I even ask about the game tonight, how does it even feel to be out on the field playing with your teammates after months of uncertainty regarding this season?
It feels amazing. Like, we started in the spring with Zoom workouts and just waking up at 8 in the morning, just working every day in our houses and outside in our backyard and stuff like that. So it feels really good to get back on the field with my guys.
Dropping 62, as I mentioned earlier on, Avon. What worked out there offensively? How were you able to pick apart this defense?
We were just taking what they gave us. Whatever they gave us, we took it. So,
a lot has been said about your connection with Omar Cooper, but a lot of other guys stepping up on the receiving court tonight. Anthony Hughes, Jaden Longest. As a quarterback, how are you able to bring out the best in your receivers?
Just keeping my guys going and turning them up. You feel me? Like I gotta have that energy with them, so they just know when to just take. So they just know when I'm coming to them. Like I trust them, and with the ball in their hands, I know they're gonna make a play.
Obviously very exciting right now, big win, starting the season 1-0 for the first time, or you did start 1-0 last season, but I mean, just looking to this season, as long as it plays out, you guys are trying to turn the corner with this program and reach uncharted waters. How do you keep a momentum-shifting win like this throughout the rest of the season?
All week we were just talking about making a statement, not taking our foot off the gas, and that's just the energy that we need to keep throughout the season. So.
Well, awesome. Well, Donovan, congrats again on the win, and we'll see you shortly this season.
Sure, thank you.
That's Donovan QB1 McCauley, dropping 62 on the Avon Orioles, starting the season 1-0. Guys, back to you one last time.
Thank you, Josh, and once again, congratulations to Donovan McCauley. He said keeping our foot on the gas, and I can't think of a better way, as the MIC Network would like to welcome the Tom Wood Automotive Group as our newest partner for this upcoming season. If you're looking for the new Nissan, Toyota, Lexus, or one of any other 9 brands that they sell, let the exceptional team at Tom Wood help you find your next car or keep the car you now drive in tip-top shape. Check out all their locations at tomwood.com. Once again, Pike versus Fisher are going to be week 2 slate for us. Pike coming off a big win against Zionsville. Lawrence North, though, ending this one out 62-34 for your final score. That'll do it for us here at the MIC Network. I want to thank all of our sponsors and partners that make this possible, as well as the MIC athletic directors, and particularly Mike Penrose here at Lawrence North High School, accommodating us perfectly. As once again, we have Pike versus Fisher coming up next week. Those two teams looking to Pike looking to get their second win of the season. Fisher's looking for their first win of the season. You see the rest of our slate for the rest of the season. Week 3, you'll see Lawrence North again as well, and those games subject to change, obviously, because of the uncertain times, but we will keep going, and we will be somewhere every single Friday night. So make sure you follow our social media pages and stay tuned on our website to check out where we will be at. Once again, for myself, Logan Hunt, Daryl Moore Jr., Josh Ayen down the sideline, everyone here at the MIC Network, we'd like to wish you a good night.
The Mick Network Game of the Week is brought to you by the Tomwood Automotive Group, Papa John's, Marriott East Indianapolis, Grand Visions, and Frontrunner Media. You can watch the Mick Network Game of the Week on the Mick Network website, IndyStar.com, and WTHR Facebook Live.